ancient frost giants once built. The goal was to try and find one of the sacred runes that were entrusted to these giant lords, as Anim the Allfather believes that they are no longer deemed worthy of holding such powers. As you guys explored Svardborg, you'd cleared out a couple of lodges, and you'd actually found the Jarl's lodge. Unfortunately, the Jarl wasn't home, and shortly after defeating his guards, he returned, and you guys teleported away. You return to Everlund to report the happenings to Maester Crowan, and there seemed to be some sort of event that is going to happen in Everlund shortly. Some sort of cataclysmic event, perhaps, because Maester Crowan said that he doesn't really have much time to convene with you all. They seem to be preparing for an attack. With that, you'd messaged some of the two remaining dragon cultists and asked them to come and meet you guys at Everlund, but they were worried that the airship won't make that long journey. So instead, they've parked themselves at Clothen Vale, home to the infamous Cloth, probably the oldest dragon in history. Living dragon, at least. Red dragon. Old Snarl. So, they're waiting there for you guys, and you could probably get there pretty easy. However, time seemed to be running out for the people of Faerun, as the giant attacks have become more fierce, more frequent. Although you'd managed to put a stop to the hill giants, the other giants are still running rampant all over Faerun. But there is still time to save Faerun, because Anim the Allfather believes that you can use the conch to teleport to the hold of the storm giants, and perhaps then you can sort out this ordning mess. That will put all the giants back in their places. They'll no longer be reaving the land for all of its resources. You needed to get this other rune quick, and using your Harper contacts, Harpers, as they specialize in information, they were able to get you the information you needed, and they told you that there have been attacks from stone giants in Ulbar and Lork and all of these small hamlets around Greyvale and Greyvale's Run. And you guys teleported to Loudwater, made your way to Ulbar, and you soon learned that there was some activity of some stone giants coming from Deadstone Cleft. You'd managed to actually negotiate with the Brass Dragon, who told you that Deadstone Cleft is guarded by a rock. The dragon, for a payment, agreed to distract the rock and get it out of your hair. As you guys went mounted on some new steed, you've arrived at Deadstone Cleft. And that's where we ended the session. So let's continue. You're all on horseback. You've arrived at Deadstone Cleft. I described it last session. I'll describe it again, so it's fresh in your minds of what you're seeing here. There's also some nice artwork. It's a canyon, basically. So the area around here is quite foggy, so everything is lightly obscured. That means perception checks that rely on sight are made at disadvantage. It's pretty foggy in this canyon. Where you are right now, it's very desolate. There's no civilization up here. It's just like a mountainous terrain. And the foothills leading up to the canyon are fog shrouded. There is a cold wind passing through this canyon. You can almost hear its moan. It produces this moan that seems to issue from the gaping mouths of this canyon. And I think you've probably seen just kind of over here, coming up to the canyon, what looks like the petrified corpse of a stone giant. It's almost as if the giant's mouth, which is agape, is letting out this eerie moan. Other than that, there is a sense of great peace here in Deadstone Cleft. As you guys know, that stone giants, they're not particularly evil, and the acts that they have been committed, although they've been basically dismantling people's homes, you feel like they're not doing it with evil intentions. They're just doing it to create these little totems that they can remember throughout the ages. So here is the area that you guys are standing in at the moment. It's like some foothills. There are some trees, and there is like a bit of a river flowing out of the mouth of this canyon. You imagine that this is probably a sacred place for the stone giants as well. They're a fairly peaceful yet xenophobic race of giants. So you've approached the canyon. There are some billowing clouds of mist obscuring the location, and you can just see this large nest. Obviously there's no rock here, but this must be the rock's nest. You can see the different levels of elevation on the map here. It's like a hill. Atop this mound is just a giant mess about 30 feet across. It looks like it's made of felled trees, wagon wreckage, crushed bales of hay, and there are some bits of armor kind of bent and rusty sticking out of it. Circular formation, and you know, it's kind of like a larger bowl. Just picture a giant bird's nest basically. As you look through the fog, there is some, like, not only is there this moaning coming from the wind moving through the canyon, there is actually some faint growls of bears. And you notice there is a fallen tree spanning a river, and there are 2 cave bears growling. They're several hundred feet away. You can kind of see their silhouettes through the fog. And they seem to be accompanied by a woman. And the woman, straight away, you can tell that she's some sort of barbarian by the way she's dressed. And she's standing next to this cave mouth. It's kind of basically... The cave entrance isn't completely vertical. It's kind of on an angle and built into a mound of grass. And she's watching you guys from where she's standing. The bears seem to be growling, obviously guarding this fallen tree that spans the river. Yeah, so you've just pulled up. Well, you're on your horses. Here you guys are. So what do you guys do from here?
Well, we want to cross, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason we paid the...
Does she have
teleport away
markings on it? Is she like an Uthgar?
Oh, you'd have to make a perception check at disadvantage. She is about 300 feet away.
Sure, I'll have to go.
So we guys circle around the map on the... I mean, the nest on the bottom.
That your sister, Rand? It looks just like you.
Are the bears growling at us? Does it look like they're growling at us?
They're looking towards you guys, and they're growling. They could be growling at you. They're just kind of... some of them are getting up on their hind legs and licking their chops and just kind of milling about the tree. You feel like...
The sheep.
They would definitely probably attack you if you come near them.
Does she look like a barbarian that we've seen before? Meaning like her dress and her whatever barbarians look like?
Well,
is it a tribe we recognize?
As I just mentioned before, you'll need to make a perception check at disadvantage. That's what Roderick made his check for.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, because she's a few hundred feet away, and it's foggy. But yeah, you can see this blue paint, 3 lines diagonally painted across her face. It looks like a bear has clawed her. And
so it's probably the tiger tribe then.
It must be the elk tribe. It's the blue bear tribe. You can make a history check to recall knowledge about the blue bear tribe.
Oops. I clicked it. Oh yeah, look at that shit.
You think that
It's the blue ball tribe.
I think it's Ren's sister.
They like bears, particularly the blue-collared bears.
Cool. Well, maybe we just approach without hostilities and see what we can learn from her.
Yeah, we won't be needing these horses once we get in the cave, so...
Norrin might choose to stay on his horse. I think it's his thing. But he looks like he's having some mic issues still.
Let Norn have a little fun.
The one time he finally gets a horse, he's not
The one
here.
time. Let's approach.
Yep.
As you guys start to trot forward, she actually disappears into the cave. The bears remain where they are.
I guess we're gonna have to talk to the bears instead.
Oh, I can't.
That's your forte.
Well, that's a big hill, right? With some drop-offs.
Yeah.
Here, yeah, it's a 60-foot high knoll.
Right. So technically, we can't even see from where we're at. We can't see the cave path.
Yeah, well, you can like move around. I just kind of put you guys there, but I would imagine that you are standing in a position where you have a field of view of the cave and the canyon. You can be like down here or wherever you want to be. I just put you guys in a random location, really.
Are we meant to be able to control our horses?
Should be able to. You own pretty much every horse in Faerun. Let me fix that up. It looks like some people don't have access. But you pretty much own every horse that's ever existed, so there we go. Some people didn't have horses, but permissions, but now you do. Alright, so yeah, you guys can kind of skirt around this giant hill. And you do notice this rock's nest is bereft with equipment. You can clearly see a few coins scattered around the base of it, and you would imagine that a large bird collects shiny objects.
How high is it?
60 feet.
You're guessing, but you believe that this area is 60, this area is 40, and this area is 20.
Oh, it gradually goes up. I gotcha.
Yeah. And the nest itself it's quite large. I mean, you could... I know it's about 12 feet tall, higher than the top of the promontory. And so yeah, there's 3 cave mouths that you spot as well. There is one over here, one here, one here, and then this is just a canyon. It's a massive ravine spanning several hundred feet, cracked open to the sky above.
I'm just wondering if I could climb into the rock's nest. Is that possible?
Easily. There are abundance of handholds and footholds. The horse might struggle trying to get up the hill, so you can like kind of leave it at the base.
Okay.
But yeah, you would have no trouble at all getting into this nest. You could pretty much crawl through it. It's size for such an enormous creature that small gaps for it are as big as an open door to a house for you. And yeah, you can just climb up in there, Thane. And
all right.
yeah, it's actually huge. It's about 30 feet across, and as I mentioned, it consists of all those different objects: wagon wreckage, trees, leaves, massive branches of trees. And you'll actually find a scratched up wooden chest with some coins scattered around. And there are, yeah, some other innocuous objects, some trinkets. It looks like some cooking equipment, like a copper frying pan and a pot. They're not really valuable, but this chest, it's got a big claw mark gashed out the side of it.
All right. Like how big is it? Something I could carry, or do I have to open it here?
You could it weighs about 120 pounds ish.
Oh shit! All right.
It's packed. It's full. It's really heavy.
Full. All right. Yeah, I'm lagging too. Can I check for traps and then try to open the lock? If it's
Yeah,
locked?
it's not locked. It's closed though. It's got a latch, a pretty sturdy latch on it. You can
Take the check for any.
make a perception check. Doesn't look trapped in any way.
All right, open and see what's inside.
All right, the actual latch is a little bit buckled, and it will require an athletics check for you to try and rip this lid open. You just bend the latch, basically sundering the mechanism used to keep the chest closed in the process. And inside, it's stacked full of silver pieces. And there are a couple of other items nestled around in there.
Right.
Roll me a 1d4, Thane.
1d4.
Alright, there is a single item in there. It's a slender looking bottle. It looks like it holds some oils or something like that. It's almost like a lamp. And it's very stylized. It looks like it's from like Kalashite.
Okay. I'll slip that in my pocket.
It's got no scratchings on it. It's very clean and it's kind of illustrious and it looks magic. It's like you found a magic lamp.
Okay. I'll tuck it away, and then if that's all I can see that's visible within the chest, I don't care about the coins, so I'll just move on.
Okay. Do you tell anyone else about the coins?
Yeah, sure. There's coins in it. There's a lot of coins, a lot of silver coins. And a bottle I've just put in my pocket. We can check it out later.
Woohoo, getting liquored up.
Yeah. You could stash it somewhere. Make another stash.
Is it possible for me to close it again, or to make it look like it's the way it was?
Yeah, you can close it.
And I'll head back to my horse.
You just kind of shut it. You wouldn't imagine a rock really kind of has the intellect to really know if someone's, it's just kind of, from what you think, it's just kind of grabbed it and dumped it there. It's not really counting its stash.
Cool.
Alright, so that's 450 gold. Is anyone interested in that?
I can't carry anymore.
I don't think we can. Do we have room in the Is Norin here?
He's not at the moment.
Oh shit, he's not even in here.
Well, I think those coins weigh about 90 pounds, so.
I think we'll check. I made a
20 pounds.
And that's
spreadsheet.
enough money to buy a uncommon magic item or several healing
Okay.
potions.
If
Well-
my calculations are correct,
One more horse.
we've got 294
Some more
pounds
horses?
in the bag of holding.
If Norin is actually here but not here, I mean, if he passes me the bag of holding, I'll just throw the coins in the bag of holding.
Does he have the bag? You got one as
He
well.
always-
How many bags do you guys have?
Yeah. Just one. He's
Just
the one
one.
that has been.
He's the loot. He's the
Oh,
loot guy.
okay.
for-
All right. Yeah, he'll throw that in there.
I think when you throw the coins in the bag, you should throw them one at a time from a distance of 40.
All right.
Sorry, what? So we're here for like 3 hours, you mean?
Norin. Let me just see where he's keeping track of that. I don't know how he's keeping track of what's in the bag of holding, actually. There's a bag of holding handout, but it's got nothing in it. Well, it's going to have something in it now. Don't forget, you've got horses. They've all got saddlebags. You can carry thousands of pounds worth of stuff, probably.
I think
Oh, right.
he uses the party loot page under party folder.
Yeah, he uses just the party loot, edits that. That's the way we've always done it.
There,
I
yeah,
think.
that's what he's using. But there
Oh.
is a section to separate the stuff that's in the bag of holding down the bottom.
But that's so we can track what's
I'm
in
guessing
there.
everything in
Otherwise-
here is presumed to be in the bag of holding,
Yeah, except for the stuff in possession.
except for the magic
Yeah,
items.
all the
Yeah,
stuff
there's
that's been-
plenty of room in the bag of holding.
All right.
All right, he can.
All right.
He's going to spend. Yeah, he's doing that. He's throwing them in really slowly, one at a time. So he'll tell you he'll catch up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's
Like
go
the
talk
baby
to some
Timmy.
bears.
Yeah, do it.
Where's my... Speak with animals.
What's in that cave to the north of the nest?
The cave is kind of sunken into the hill, so you can't see too far into it. Kind of just it abruptly angles downward. It looks like a
Who's
tunnel.
Closest.
Looks like a tunnel leading into the mountainside. All right, as you near this fallen tree, the bears become very aggressive. They start roaring at you. And
What are they saying in their roars?
They're not saying anything. They're roaring. They are obviously guarding this fallen tree. So
Right.
it's just like a
Well,
moss-covered log spanning the river. The river doesn't look too deep, and to the north you can see the grass giving way to barren grey rock leading further into the mountainside. You can see all these petrified stone giants along the canyon walls here as well. And yeah, the caves are basically just kind of cut into these grassy bulges.
I'll call out and ask if we can cross.
You are not to come closer. We have been told to bite you and scratch you.
Why? Who are you guarding this for?
We listen to the human. Hydia. We are her pets. She is the daughter of great Blue Bear Tribe Chief. We do as she says.
Where did she go to?
Make a persuasion check, Roderick.
Sure.
We will not tell you, but we will bite you if you come any closer. We will
Any
eat you and
closer?
feed you to our cub.
Hmm. What about just a little bit closer?
Ah.
How far?
Well, we can go check out that
What
tunnel
if
to the north.
I don't step on the bridge? Is that all right?
Ah. You will not get into the caves. We will bite you before that happens. You will not go in the caves. Arr.
I'll dismount and walk up to this edge, I think. Enough. And yeah. And present my yeah. My holy symbol.
Okay.
Sylvanus.
Alright, you show them this little Spartan idol, and their eyes start to glaze over. What's your DC?
16, I think. Yeah, 16.
Alright, well, this one becomes charmed by you.
Yep.
The other one does manage to resist.
Is Hilda gonna come back? Can we talk to her?
We have... And then the other bear kind of interjects. Idea? She will gather the others. She will wait, she said. Once the tribe has been gathered, she will lay waste to you. But I don't see why we need to do any of that. Can't we all just get along?
That's what I think. Is she guarding for the stone giants?
Alright, when you cast darkness, the bears let out a loud growl. Arrgh! And they, similar to all the Uthgard barbarians, seem to abhor displays of magic. It spooks them a little bit. They take a step back. Arrgh! And then the cave bears start kind of arguing. Why did you tell him that? We were told to fight them if they come closer, but otherwise, just bite them. Not talk. And then the charm only lasts for a minute, so
Yeah.
the other one, it starts to kind of blink a little bit. It snaps out of the charm. And then they start becoming really aggressive and they start pacing back and forward and growling. You have done magics! That is bad!
Tis the blessing of the gods.
Idea tells us those who do magics are evil and have destroyed this world.
Well, currently that's the giants that are destroying the world.
Giants! They have not destroyed.
Maybe not around here.
The cave bears, although they're aggressive, they don't seem to have any inclination of wanting to cross this bridge to get to you.
Okay. Well, we could back up a bit. And I think someone cast Water Walk on us. We could sneak across somewhere else.
It's not deep, right? We can walk our horses around right through it, right?
Yeah, it's not very deep. Horses could easily go over it by the looks of things.
This cave's available.
Now, there are several of these. There are total of three cave entrances cutting into the saggy mounds of grass. Plus, there is just this open canyon.
Yeah, this cave is bear free.
As you get in a bit closer, you've got a bit of a view there, and there's just a tunnel descending. It's expertly carved. It's quite smooth. It's almost got a perfect arched ceiling, which is about 20 feet high.
It looks like the one that the barbarian went into descends. It's not a straight. Did you say that too?
Yeah, you can't really, like, unless you're pretty much up where Lily is, you can't see too far into them because they all just dip down into the ground.
Maybe there's an underground network.
Seb, could you give me access to that darkness field?
Yeah.
Move it along with me? Thanks.
If we go in there, do we just leave the horses for the rock?
Well, it's 20 feet high. We can.
Lauren will look after the horses.
Well, it's been nice talking to you. I didn't catch your names, but have a nice day and.
Ah!
We'll leave you to your important work. So do we just want to go in this cave?
Good as any.
Any hole to go?
I guess that's the way to put it.
Alright, there's this kind of moaning wind that you can hear washing by you. It's coming more from the canyon, but it almost flows in and out of these tunnels as well, like anguished stone giants letting out their final gasps of life.
Dismount and lead my horse into the cave, I guess.
Ren, I could use your services up front.
I'll leave my horse with Norin.
Yeah, he can look after them. It's dark in the tunnel, there's no light sources, and it's slightly warmer. It's quite chilly outside here with these cool winds and the river water kind of catching some of that wind. Inside, it's less windy and slightly warmer.
Hey Seb, can you hear me?
Oh yeah,
Okay. Could you center for me?
sure. You were just looking after the horses, Norin, and counting silver pieces one by one.
Oh, okay. Makes sense, I guess.
Alright, Thomas, roll on the Wild Magic Surge table when you cast Dark Vision.
I did already
Rival.
walk the horse in because I waited till I was
Wait,
in,
where's
so
Thomas at?
the bears.
Standing on top of all of us. Why?
Alright,
I just
you
picked the plant up.
But the plant can see in the dark.
you pick the plant up, and then a moment later, Thomas is nestled in your arms, cradled like a baby.
I resist the urge to try to breast.
Don't resist.
Alright, so the horses, Norin was tying them all up for you guys.
Is there room inside the cave entrance to do that, so they're not immediately visible to a rock if he comes?
Yeah, there's room inside the cave. You can get the horse down there.
We could just ride the horses down.
Yeah, horses can go in there. It's slightly uneven, but the horses, well, they can easily navigate that. It's just a stone floor.
So that one stalactite sticking
Hey,
down takes
Could
your
one of
head
you
off.
guys lead my horse down there, please? He can't see in the darkness.
Cast Dark Vision on the horse and get it to lead the way.
Now this tunnel continues on. It's very dark in here. There's no illumination. Stone giants have dark vision. You guys would know that. It's about 20 to 30 feet high. The passage kind of opens up to a full 30 feet where Rend is standing. There is dirt and small rocks scattered all over the uneven stone floor.
Are they leaving the horses at the entrance, or are we riding them in?
We wanted to put him towards the inside,
Okay.
outside of where the rock is.
Okay, now you guys can put them all in here. And do you want to like tie them up or something, or just let them? They might like wander off if you just leave them.
Yeah, they walk out into the grass and get eaten.
Time.
Should probably tie them
Alright,
up.
someone got like a piton or something. They could like hammer one into the wall and get a rope through there, and then
Yeah.
Shove it into their feet.
We'll kill one of
I
the
have-
horses, turn it into glue, and glue the other ones to the wall.
A piton and a hammer, so hammer one to the wall and
Pitten.
Yeah, dungeoneering kit. But nah.
Who owns Horsey?
Rand.
I like it, Ren.
Alright, you continue through the cave, and the floor continues descending. It kind of starts to flatten out a little bit where you are, Ren, but it's still very uneven. And you start to see an
Shoddy
enormous
work.
cavern open up ahead of you, and there is a bit of flickering orange light. And everyone just hold up. Norin, are you meaning to be there, or are you still...
Well, I mean, I'll stay with the party. There were a lot of horses moving around and stuff, and it's hard to see with all the horse tokens,
Okay.
if I'm being honest.
You don't have dark vision, right?
I have the goggles of
Goggles of the night?
the night.
Alright, let me fix your dark vision then. I didn't have you set for dark
Okay, well,
vision.
that's why I couldn't see.
Yeah, it's pitch black in here. Okay, so just move up to where you'd be, Norin. If you're going to be at the front of the party or whatnot, move up now.
Yeah, I'd probably be towards the front.
Okay, everyone... is going to roll initiative. And this is for surprise. Okay, so as you guys move in, what happens is a stone giant rises up from the ground behind you all, like something from a horror film. The giant has a cape made of grass and leaves, and it almost has like these, well, it's got like, it looks like it's got gemstones just jutting out of its head. Its flesh looks like it is a statue, hence the name Stone Giant. It looks like it's made of stone, and this thing was melded with a stone. It's risen up straight away, and anyone who has a passive perception of 19 or lower will be surprised. So that is to Carl, I believe. It's his passive perception. It's not higher than a 19, right?
It is not.
Okay, he's surprised. And I've already rolled him in. And yeah, this giant, he does have a club in his hand, which is made of stone, like a big stone pummeling device. And he does have a leather bag over his shoulders, torso. And yeah, he's coming to like squash you, Thane. He just attacks completely unprovoked. Thane, you're up.
Okay. I will command him to grovel.
Alright, you point at him and tell him to grovel. 17.
Damn. Yeah, that's that outsmarts me.
He just kind of glares at you and doesn't say anything.
Just joking, just joking. I will bonus action disengage. I'll move.
Run into the darkness so we can't see anyone.
I'll move beyond the darkness. Move up to here. And end my turn.
Lily, you're surprised. Roderick, you are surprised. The horses are surprised. Jarek, it's your passive. You're surprised.
I'm also surprised.
Thomas, you're surprised. Rend, surprised.
Is my dark vision set out to 60 feet?
Your dark vision, yes, is 60.
Okay.
And you can see 60 feet.
I just can't see the giant. I
Oh
see the
yeah,
wing.
it's behind.
He's around
It
the
came
corner.
up from behind you guys. It rose up from the ground like something out of a horror movie. I literally just phased through the stone floor and wall, coming up behind the party to block everyone off.
Gotcha.
Norin, you're surprised. All right, the giant is going to cast a spell,
Ooh.
and that spell is Time Stop.
That's harsh.
It slows time stop. It slows time down around itself, giving it
1d4 plus 1 turns.
I rolled it, but it didn't come up. There we go. Alright, gives it 5 turns. And it spends the first turn just speaking. And you guys are all frozen, so you're not able to do anything. You can still hear what's happening. He stops the flow of time for everyone but himself. Why? He says this in Giant. Have you come to the sacred canyon? We are trying to complete Olak Mora. You have disturbed the rock, and I am its keeper. You have entered holy ground. Now you must be purged. For its second turn, it's going to cast another spell. And if you thought its flesh looked like stone before, now it's literally... There are bits of rock just kind of spreading across his body, and more of these blue gemstones spread out, completely protecting him. For his third turn, he's going to move here. And he is just going to break that time stop now, because he's going to start hitting people. And he's going to attack Roderick with his stone great club.
Yep.
And he just swoops it towards you poof, and smacks you for 21 bludgeoning damage.
He can't see me though because I'm invisible.
He's not using dark vision.
Okay, it's fine.
But yeah. He, you know, giants have dark vision, but he knows exactly where you are, and he was able to tell where you are, even though he was melded into stone. You think that perhaps this giant has some sort of special sense, as if he could sense the vibrations in the stone.
Ah,
he has tremor sense.
and
then
giving us away then with his shaking like a leaf.
Yes, and that means he'll have advantage on this attack against Lily. He tries to hit her next with its great club. And he misses, poof, slamming the club into the ground. To Carl.
He is going to move and then hide. So,
Alright, the stone giant will take an opportunity attack against Tikal and swing his club as it moves away. And poof, he wipes Tikal out with a single hit from his great club. He vanishes. Thane.
I'm going to move over here. I will cast Bless on myself, Norn, and Rend.
Cool. Thank you, Thad.
And so I can't really see him, so the darkness is...
Yeah, you can't see him. I think... Yeah, you've got he doesn't have total cover against you. But you've used your action.
Yeah, I can bonus action put the help action on him if I move a little bit closer, but that's okay. I'll just stay back here. And
does he need to see you for that? I thought it was just like he didn't have to hear you.
Okay, that's
yeah,
a
it's
question.
see or hear. I'm pretty sure it can be one or the other because you can distract him away.
Yeah, you can like call out to him and
Okay,
call him.
I'll do that then. I'll move up. Let's see, where is he? I gotta be within 30 feet, so I gotta move in front of Thomas.
That's
So I'll
dangerous.
do... Yeah, I know. but that's what I'll do. I'll put the help action on him
Okay.
as a bonus action, and then end my turn.
Now you call out to the rock keeper, distracting him and call him a bitch.
That's right.
Ah, we do not use. You have said a unsacred swear, he says. Lily.
Alright, since we haven't heard him yet, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call out to him. The Allfather himself has charged us with repossessing the runes that he has judged you to have misused. Please don't make us hurt you. Return them to our carry meet.
Do you say that in giant?
Yeah.
Alright, he just shakes his head and he says, "No. It has been said by the Thane. You have to be punished. These are hallowed caves. You have been forbidden to enter."
Does your Thane outrank the Allfather? Did I miss that?
The All-Father has forsaken us. We are free now to rise in rank of the Ordering as we see fit.
I'm sorry to see that you have abandoned the Allfather.
We listen to Scora Stone Bones now.
Blasphemy.
You listen to me. I guess to my turn.
And yeah, it
Come
seems
on,
like these giants no longer care about the Ordering. I didn't take your action though, Lily, because he's unpersuadable. So you still have an action.
I thought I took my action. I'm gonna move myself back to where I was. In that case, I'll take a step forward. I'll do the attack. Let's see here.
Shadow Blade. It's dark.
I can't see him, so it's gonna
Okay.
work out pretty poorly for me on this attack. That's why I'm not doing that. But I happen to have... No, I'm just gonna swing my sword.
The rapier hits. Alright, when you hit the giant, Lily, it's basically like you've just stabbed a stone wall. And yeah, its flesh is extremely hard.
Hits because of the help action? Question.
It hits
Yeah.
because Lily's awesome. Help action
Uh,
didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, she'd
Alright,
have
I'm-
disadvantage as well anyway. Can't see.
Yeah.
You'd even it out.
Alright, I need to make it a constant. The API went down. I'm gonna make it a concentration check. It is concentrating on a spell. It felt like you just broke off a couple of bits of stone from the giant.
Okay. I'll shake my hand out because it hurt like heck, and I'll take my second swing.
And it's a crit.
Nice.
That's gotta be the worst crit.
Alright, this time you feel like the rapier actually kind of punctured it a bit more. And you really kind of broke through the stony layer that covers it, and you managed to hit its flesh, albeit barely. Tiny little poke of blood. And for some reason it's...
Sorry, I hit enter, but it's...
Yeah,
it's
for some reason the API is going down when I'm trying to make it a concentration check with the API. Anyway, I just restarted again, make it manually.
27. I think it passed.
Roderick.
Yeah. So when he said that he listened to the Thane, I'm like, no, you listen to me, and command him to grovel.
I totally didn't want to kill him, though. I was kind of hoping he'd be reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, he feels like you have basically committed some sort of act of blasphemy against the stone giants by entering the cave.
Isn't that the way it goes, though? The ones crying out blasphemy are probably the ones most likely to be committing it.
They didn't have a keep out sign out front.
Alright, he will
We
grovel
didn't
on
really
his
look for
turn.
one.
Alright, the horses, they've been... The horses should all be together. I don't know why one horse is over there, but I'm going to put them all together because they've been tied to the wall. And they get startled, they start to whinny, and they kind of get a little bit unruly. That's about it. They can't go anywhere. They'll probably run off if they could. Jarek.
Okay, so did he? I missed that. Did he go on the ground groveling or no?
He does that on his turn.
Oh, okay, that's right. Bad idea. Let me move away from him. So I'm not within reach of him. Is that correct?
He used his reaction. You don't know. He's got a pretty long reach. He hit Tikal from 15 feet away.
But to take a reaction, he would have to be able to see me, right?
He doesn't
sense you.
Yeah, he's obviously got some sort of special senses he doesn't rely on. He's actually got
Does he
his
hit you
eyes
when I was
closed.
invisible?
He has his eyes closed when he attacks.
So the darkness won't help.
I think
Well,
that square is
I'm
the
not,
wall.
I'm not flying. That squares the wall. Sorry, I can't see it. I'll move forward.
Oh,
The stone.
yeah, you can go
Hang on.
there. You,
Hold on. Can I go there? Hold on. Let's move that.
it's like it looks half in the wall, half out.
So is that a yes or?
You'll be squeezing. Half in, half out means squeezing.
Oh, there was magical darkness there. That's why I couldn't see through that.
So I'm having a hard time with the API right now. It's not.
That's what's giving them advantage against.
Can I? I'm gonna move back to where I was because it's separated.
Okay. I can move that Darkless template. You can move, and then I'll move it back. But yeah, that square that you're in, it's like mostly wall. You'd be squeezed up there.
How about right there?
Sure.
What do you mean, technically we have the authority? He's already doing what I say. We literally have the authority. Just sometimes.
Well, all of us technically have authority. You have very particular authority in this instance.
Yeah.
Alrighty, you take a shot at him, and that's a hit. I'm just going to see if this is going to mess up the API again. If not, I'll have to track its hit points differently. Yep, it's disabling the scripts when I'm deducting his hit points. So, I'm going to track his hit points differently and make his con saves automatically. Alright, that hits him. He is covered in this stone, and then the Eldritch Blaster just breaks through the stone.
Okay, then I want to push him back as far as I can.
Alright,
I know we're in a cave, so I'll probably hit a wall.
it pushes him here, 10 feet back.
Alright, then I'll do it again.
Alright, you have advantage on this attack. That hits. And Bing seems to overcome this stone that he's sheathed in, break straight through it, hitting his flesh.
Okay, and then let me just check and see how much more movement I have from where was that? I have 5 more feet of movement. I'm going to move 1 down to the left. Try to do that. There. And I'm done.
Thomas.
Bug. Okay, I gotta move away from you again because you're bringing that damn darkness. Benefiting no one. I'll move out here. Yeah, he's up against a wall.
Yeah.
Let's see how dexterous he is.
Alright, you shoot a lightning bolt towards him, and he is very athletically inclined, as are all stone giants. They're chiseled, like quite literally. So he's pretty quick. He tries to jump to the side, and the lightning bolt kind of just arcs against him. It zaps him, and it does overcome this special magical stone that he's covered himself with. And it doesn't quite drop his concentration though.
Alright. I've moved to get to the darkness, so I'm not going to hide around the corner. And I hit a turn.
Rend.
Alright, let's see. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. Let's see. Oh, he's way down there. Jeez. Okay. Guess I'll go ahead and dash action. 15, 20, 25. Yeah, I'll step in front of Roderick there. And I'll go ahead and bonus action rage. And that's it.
Norin.
Into the darkness. It's 30 feet. And then we'll start chucking javelins at him. Here's one.
The javelin is a miss.
And here's two.
That hits him. He's resisting this damage. The stones that cover him are protecting him.
Yeah, I figured. Alright, no bonus action. That's it.
He's going to try and he's gonna take a rock out of his pack, and then he's just going to kind of step back, and then he's going to do a bit of lawn bowling.
Doesn't he have to grovel?
Oh yeah, he's going to start to try to do that lawn bowling. So he kind of goes down to a knee, he takes out the rock, and you feel like he's going to try and line up a couple of people and try and like bowling ball them over. But for now, he's down on his knee, prone. Thane.
Does it look like okay, how can I say this? Can I try to dispel his armored body?
He yeah, when he cast a spell, yeah. He was saying some verbal components and he was doing some movements with his hands, some somatic components. He definitely cast a spell on himself.
I'll try to dispel it.
Alright,
protective magic.
It's quite a powerful spell then. Make a wisdom check.
A wisdom check, you said, right?
Yeah. If it's like
just a wisdom roll.
Yeah, any spell of 3rd level or lower and the target ends, but for each spell of 4th level or higher, you have to make an ability check using a spellcasting ability. The DC is 10 plus the spell's level. That's why you have to make the check. So that would have dispelled any spell with a 22. And yeah, the stone surrounding the giant's body, it just, you hear it break apart and the spell is dispelled.
Can't move. Has people moved? Is Thomas still right next to me, or is that wrong?
No, I am not next to you.
Thomas is over here.
Yeah, my map is completely frozen. So I will put the. I can't move. I'll refresh, but I'm going to put the help action on him again,
Okay.
even though he's groveled. And then I'm going to move back to.
We can see
out of the
you
darkness.
move. We can see you move.
I can't move my character. Like
Oh,
it's literally.
okay. So you want to move
nothing.
like back around the corner?
Yeah, I want to. I'm just. Can you just end my turn and I'll move when I come because I'm going to try to be within 30 feet of people strategically
Okay. All right.
and
Yeah,
within
just
sight of them.
reload
that's
your
what I'm gonna
page
try to
and
do.
then
Yeah,
take your turn when you get back in.
But that's the end of my turn.
Lily.
Okay, let's see. So, 10 feet to sea. Then, before I do this, I'm going to call out just this blasphemy is exactly why the Allfather has deemed you unworthy of holding those runes. Desist or die.
Ha ha. Oh, Father. Ha 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 ha. We are free of the All Father now.
You're about to be free of your mortal coil.
Right, do some ding dong doom. And
Ouch.
the
Oh,
giant's flesh starts to kind of split and crack, and this rotten blood starts to drip out, coating its limbs. For 16 damage. Necrotic damage. Roderick.
You're mute there, bud.
That's a hit. And that's a miss. Hey, we can't hear what you're saying, Roderick. But I'm presuming it's
oops.
I whack him in the
Yeah.
face with a quarterstaff twice
That's about it.
after casting Shillelagh.
Yep.
Alright, yeah, you smack him over the face a couple of times, and he shakes his head about, and he's looking kind of injured. I'm just going to adjust his hit points because I've been using a different bar because of the APIs going down, so he's actually looking more hurt than what you guys are seeing. Let me just fix that up. He's bloodied. He's kind of bloodied now. Alright, horses are still panicking and whatnot. Jarek.
Okay, I'm going to move to where I can see him. I'm going to cast at him again.
Alright, it'll be a regular advantage and disadvantage. That hits. The beam slams straight into him. 12 is a miss. The beam just hits the wall.
And then I'm going to move back to where I was. And I'll end my turn.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Right.
Thomas.
This fight's like been a strobe light for Lily.
Lily starts a seizure. Oh. Forgot I don't need to move. I have the wand. I'm gonna shoot.
Ray of Frost hits him, and it pokes him in the leg, freezing his leg over.
There's like a 7-second delay each square.
Yeah.
And end the turn.
Rand.
All right, so he's prone already.
Yeah, he's prone.
All right, then I'll try Great Weapon Master. I haven't paid attention to what his armor class is.
He's kind of tough. Alright, that hits.
Okay.
You chomp down into him with the giant slayer. And he's already prone, so he didn't need to make a strength save. You just drive the axe into his side, and he's looking quite badly injured. Blood is dripping down onto the stone floor.
Slow. Do it one more time. Pretty sure I clicked it.
20 is a hit. Alright, you slash into him again, and yeah, you're just breaking through his torso with your axe. Blood is covering him, he's already on the ground, he looks close to death.
How do you like the Allfather now?
Alright, that ends my turn.
Norin.
Alright, let's run forward and stab him with the trident.
Crit. Let me see if I can adjust the dynamic lighting a little bit. Might ease up the lag. I don't know if that'll help, but I've changed it now anyway. Alright, you just run up Norin and stab him in the neck. Blasphemer!
Look who's
I'll
talking.
stab him again.
Hit. Alright, you stab him again, and he's still alive.
Shit, minimum damage. I'm gonna put my unwavering mark on him
Okay.
with that hit.
Good man. He's gonna move it up.
Would you
That's,
die for your false god?
And that's it. So I'm gonna...
Now he's gonna get up. And he very angrily just steps up here, and he is going to take a rock, and he's just gonna roll it. He's going to step here, and he's going to roll it along the ground, sideways, trying to collect Roderick, Rend, and Norin in a single attack. Each of you make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so it's not an attack roll, so it's no disadvantage. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, he still has that rock in his hand, and he does the same thing he was going to do last turn. Roll that rock. He's got 3 of you lined up, so he just sends it hurtling down, just kind of angling his body to the side, and very aggressively is throwing this perfectly round rock at the 3 of you. Rend, you're actually able to just dodge straight out of the way. Roderick, it hits you for 29 bludgeoning damage and it knocks you to the ground prone. It also squashes you, Norin. You take 29 bludgeoning damage and you knock to the ground prone. And after he does that, he starts to kind of come over here to interpose himself and get to Thane, and then the ice on his leg is slowing him down. And
As he moves within my reach, I'm gonna use an opportunity attack against him. Would have done it before the roll if I'd known that's what he was doing, but I didn't.
The 5 feet.
So this will be at disadvantage.
the trident hits.
Stab him in the toe.
Alright, you hit him straight through the leg. The trident impales his quite slender ankle, and he just lets out a loud roar. And he's stopped right there, and that's the end of his turn. You're up, Thane.
So I'm going to toll the dead on him. Wow. Okay.
He ignores the
Cool.
spell.
I will put the help action on him.
You rolled higher on the 8s anyway. It's
And
bound to happen.
I know my place.
Lily.
Alright, let's see if I have any better luck than you, Thon.
You got this. Oh yeah.
Alright, it's a wisdom save for the stone giant. And he ignores the magic.
Damn it!
It has no effect on him.
Roderick,
Okay.
stand up and hit him in the shins with your quarterstaff.
Hey, I'm the one that gives orders here.
Oh shit. Commands Norin to shut up.
Roderick.
Bravo.
Of my own volition, I will stand up and hit him in the shins with my quarterstaff. If I can, probably just his ankle.
He's
actually.
basically on the ground. Like, he's not prone, but like thematically he's prone. He's like on the ground. He's probably going to die whether you hit him or not. And you just jump up and just smack him in the back of the skull with the quarterstaff. And he doesn't die per se. Instead, he slowly starts to petrify. He turns into this very hard, cracking stone. And as he's being petrified, he just murmurs a couple more words. You surface dwellers have
The fuck did you call me?
ruin this world with your stone buildings. We will bring Astoria back. And then he's just petrified before he can finish his sentence.
He's a gravestone, that's what he is.
I'm gonna
guess you're
stand
being
up
a
and
stoner.
stand wind.
Wait, is he actually dead, or is he like the stone dude last time?
You saw a number of deceased petrified stone giants, basically like brittle looking statues on the inside of the canyon, and he looks like one of those now.
So is this a normal
So,
stone
we
giant
observe-
behavior? I take it? They can just meld into stone and they got...
Make a
Yeah,
history check.
Oh shit.
You said we saw a bunch of these guys just like him now outside, right?
Yeah.
So could we infer that they were killed like this guy was?
By us?
Not
You,
by us,
you,
obviously.
you haven't inspected the other ones, so that would just be completely up to you to interpret. Alright, you take a look at him, and then you try and think of your knowledge of stone giants. Thane.
Okay.
So, stone giants, they are very reclusive, quiet, and peaceful as long as they're left alone. They are very private creatures. They hide their lives and art away from the world. They are quite artistic stone carvers. They live in secluded caves and cavern networks. Rocky tunnels are their roads. Underground streams are their waterways. Isolated mountain ranges are their continents. And they have vast spans of land between them that are seen as oceans that the stone giants rarely cross. They like to live in peace and wordlessly chip away elaborate carvings, measuring time in the echoing drip of water into cavern pools. They are very sacred creatures as well. They create large caves that they dedicate as cavern cathedrals, with buttresses and columns carved with a beauty that shames the legendary stonecraft of the dwarves. Artistry
Yeah, well, this-
ranks as their greatest virtue. You know, so every giant kind has an ideal form, where it be hill giants. The bigger and fatter they are, the higher they are in their status. Frost giants pride themselves on combat prowess. Fire giants pride themselves on their forging capabilities and the ability to keep slaves and so on and so forth. Their ideal, their virtue is artistry. They create intricate murals. Some of them are painted. Some of them are just stone carvings. They like to draw shapes out of stone. And they do this because they believe the stone will reveal meaning to them, inspired by their god, Scorer's stone bones. They usually appoint the best carvers as their leaders or shamans or prophets. The holy hands of such giants become the hands of the god as they work. So, yeah, they have a very strong connection to their god, and like clerics, I guess, their god could grant them some sort of divine ability to cast spells like this. Although it's not typical, it's obviously possible.
So, when he said store stone bones or something.
Yeah, that's
their
the
leader.
stone giant god, the son of
That's the-
Anam. Yeah, because Anam had all the
So
different.
that's an actual okay.
Yeah, Anim's children are the giant gods, and then those children created the giants in their image.
So he would have been one of the statues around Adam in the temple, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You saw all the statues of the giant gods. So yeah, he spoke of some sort of ritual or something. You kind of heard it was Olak Morah. You feel like maybe the giants have undergone some sort of transformative ritual to in the name of their god, to be gifted these powers.
I'm concerned about him
Do we know anything
back
about
from that, so I'm gonna acid splash him on the neck till his head.
Okay. Yeah, you feel like he's definitely like with the shattering of the ordering, he's obviously got some sort of twisted perception of what Scorus wants of these giants, because he literally just said, that the work of the surface dwellers should be wiped out, and he saw them taking apart all the stone buildings and whatnot. Obviously, without really thinking about what it's doing to the small folk of Faerun, and his head just falls off now.
I got another question. I wasn't surprised when we were attacked. Now, can I recall? Was he completely hidden before he attacked, or was he?
Let me just check. Yeah, you know this spell. It's meld into stone. You can step into a stone object or a surface large enough to fully contain your body. You meld into the stone, basically. So he just rose up out of the stone, and they must have some sort of special tremor sense, because he was able, like, usually you're completely oblivious to the outside world. Nothing of your presence remains visible, and then you're cut off from the outside world. I guess you can. It says while merged with the stone, you can't see what occurs outside, and any perception checks you make to hear sounds are made with disadvantage. So I guess you could still tell if someone walked by you. He must have known you guys were coming. He did speak about keeping the rock. So you feel like, when the rock was driven away, it's put a couple of these giants on alert. They knew something was up.
Okay, well, that's something to know, that they can meld into the stone and attack.
Yeah, it was very ominous as well, because he literally just like rose up out of the ground, towering up behind you all, and
Gotcha.
it's like a typical horror movie scene. Now his head is just a big pile of rubble on the ground.
Well, guys and Lily, there was a big cavern up ahead. So.
Was there anything on his body that did not turn to stone?
Everything he was holding and carrying, petrified. He just had it was already made of stone anyway. His great club was made of stone. He had stone rocks. I guess he had a leather bag, and it just contained some perfectly smooth stone spheres.
I was just curious.
Spheres of what size? Probably not anything that would fit in my sling.
No, they're the bowling balls that just got hurled against us. Those big spheres.
You can
No.
you can use one to attack at super disadvantage.
Ooh, super disadvantage. Double
What
secret
if you-
probation.
What if you cast reduce on it and then
And drop concentration while
drop
it's in the air.
concentration off in the area?
Alright, I'm gonna say Darkness is a 10-minute spell. That's gone down now as well. Bless goes down after the fight. Shillelagh goes down. The horses are still kind of whinnying and they seem a bit disgruntled. But the tunnel starts to flatten out and open up to a 50-foot high cave up ahead. It's fairly warm in this cave, and you just see a very large unfurnished area, Rend, with a massive sconce in the wall, just kind of giving off some light. And yeah, some sort of cabin up here.
Go check it out.
Try sneaking, because I can use pass without trace if we do.
Sure.
Or do we just want to?
I mean, we could try it.
Yeah. Or no.
With our luck, it is the front door.
Of course.
You have to stay within 30 feet of you.
Yeah.
Alright, magical darkness and sound negating energy is surrounding Roderick. I'll let you guys know if you need a group stealth check. You can hear the distant
straight
howls.
back, yeah.
It
They've
almost
left
sounds
the-
like howling wolves moving through these
Probably
tunnels.
before.
Alright, so there is this sconce, and it's basically like just a big burning tree trunk that's been placed into an expertly carved stone sconce about 30 feet in the air. And you can actually see it illuminating some carvings, some pictograms. It just shows stone giants standing on their shoulders. 3 wide, and then like almost like a pyramid shape. So 3 stone giants on the first layer, 2 on their shoulders, and then another one on top of them. And he's offering what looks like some food to this giant bird, a rock.
Some kind of pyramid scheme going on here.
You just feel like there's not too much meaning of this as well. It's just like some nice artwork of this stone giant feeding the rock, befriending it and whatnot.
I can't tell. I think it might go the tunnel east and north.
Yeah, there are 2 tunnels.
Which way, fellas?
One of them is basically a drop off. There's like a bit of a sheer cliff leading down maybe about 10 feet, and it continues on in that fashion for as far as you can see.
Alright. Only said west.
Okay.
Flip the coin.
Yeah, left looks easily navigable. It's kind of just flat here. You're not really descending anymore. And you can hear the sound of some dripping water. And you feel a bit of a cold breeze wash by you. There are a couple of ledges on the walls here as well.
And I am trying to stay within range of Roderick, but
It's so
yeah.
hard.
yeah, it's jumping away from me.
Yeah, I'll presume you guys are staying next to Roderick.
I'm sort of just following whoever's in the front. So
Alright, the cave descends to a 30-foot high tunnel, like a passage, and then it once again expands to an enormous 50-foot high cavern that has some holes in the ceiling, just exposing this cavern with some streams of light cutting down onto the ground here. You can see
The hole
some...
look big enough for a rock to fit through.
No, a rock couldn't fit through there. But it's letting in. It's definitely let in some rainwater, and there are some large puddles on the ground. There's also a large stone slab, and I'll describe that in detail in a moment. But the thing that stands out the most are these fossilized stone giants, dead fossilized giants standing in alcoves. They look like they're actually joined to the surrounding stone, and they're between 20 to 25 feet tall. Their features have been eroded down quite smoothly. And, yeah. It's like the stone giants, when they die, they just kind of meld back into the stone in their final resting place. Now, this slab, it looks like an enormous sarcophagi. It's not really detailed. It's quite tall. It's about 15 feet tall. As you get in closer, you realize that this chamber is conical, and the ceiling is actually 100 feet tall in this area. And then there are these holes in the conical roof, jutting some light down, illuminating mainly the sarcophagi.
Can I? Never mind. Actually, I was going to do Eyes of the Grave to see if there's any undead around, but forget it.
Alright, well, this stone slab looks very smooth, but just when you get closer, there are some indentations as well. Giant handprints.
I bet you if we brought the horses up, we can probably get the lid off of that thing. Using the horses.
It doesn't look like it has a lid.
Oh.
It's seamless.
Interesting.
Wait, does it slide on the floor? Like, how high up are the handprints?
The handprints are all over the side.
It's like they just touch it and
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah, it's like newly laid concrete and someone's kind of stood in it like that. Smooth handprint. Giant sized. Looks like they've been putting their hands all over it. It's 15 feet high. It's enormous. So you can't see on top of it.
I'm gonna cast jump and then jump to the top and check out the top.
Okay. You jump up then, and you're pulled into it irresistibly. So you guys just see Thane he basically jumps into it and it's like a pool of water almost. You're gone.
Oh man,
You're
I
trapped
really liked him.
in the stone. And
Save yourselves.
Okay.
I am.
Thane. Alright, no one
Yes.
else can hear this, and no one else is aware of this. I'll presume that Thane, the helpful guy he is, will share this information with you.
If he survives.
While you're in here, you can't hear anything, you can't see anything. You're restrained then. It's black. But you hear this deep rumbling voice. It speaks to you in common. It says, "Ask."
Where am I?
You are in the tomb of the mighty Skudkong, the first of Deadstone Cleft's Thanes. You have 2 questions remaining.
How do I get out?
You must ask 3 questions. You have 1 question remaining.
Wasn't that a question?
You have 0 questions
You're
remaining.
expelled then.
No.
He didn't answer it.
The answer to
Well,
that one is
jump in
yes,
there.
it was a question. And then You're expelled from the slab. That is all. That is all of the information that you'll get from the all-knowing Scott Kong.
Was my first question valid? What was it? Where am I?
Where am
Oh,
I?
yeah. Shit.
Where am I? How do I get out? And was that a question?
Well, I got a wealth of information from inside the.
No one knows what happened in there. Only you do, Thane. So you share with that. You share with
I
the
do
party
share.
what you
I was
what you
asked.
will.
I had 3 questions and I asked very stupid questions, and here I am.
Maybe somebody else try it. Wait, what questions you want to ask?
Yeah, let's
I'm sure
think
it's got
about it a minute.
Genie.
For-
Probably finished up.
We'll never know until we try.
What did he say? Where I was? What was the name? Skag.
Scott Kong, which translates to Fog King in Giant. The first of Deadstone Cleft's Thanes.
Gog Ong. And that means.
Fog King.
Did you say Fog King?
Yes.
Oh.
King of the Fog.
Interesting. Fog King. Does that ring a bell at all? To anyone?
Probably not.
It's kind of foggy around where we're at, right? These mountains.
Yeah, it's really foggy.
It's not like some famous giant of some kind.
And did you say he was the first king?
Yeah, the first king of this place. Deadstone Cleft. This is his tomb.
Oh, anyone else that can jump that high? Want to have a go?
Well, I mean, I can boost them up. Not that far. Here, I'll cup my hands and hoist
You're going
anybody
to
up.
have to. You're going to have to toss me.
But what are we asking before somebody goes in?
There are
I just
handprints
toss them
all
in
over-
anyway.
Yeah,
There are
they're
handprints
giant
inside,
size handprints that have been pressed into it. And when you did touch the tomb, Thane, it actually felt very soft, like soft clay. For a brief moment, and then you're just dragged straight in and then expelled after you ask your 3 questions.
Might be able to just touch the side. I mean, there's handprints all over the side.
Yeah, try it.
Alright,
Yeah,
as
so-
you guys are standing here, you can smell smoke, and you can actually see a campfire end. A large bonfire in a cave to the northeast.
Like a giant-sized fire or human?
It's a pretty
It-
big fire.
Yeah, it's about 12 feet in diameter, a circular bonfire.
Nobody gonna try to touch this thing? We're moving
I'll
on?
try.
I
Okay.
thought I
Do
threw
it.
Roderick in there.
Put out a bunch of questions that somebody could ask, and then
We have. Where's the ruin? Who is the leader? Where's the buffet?
Also, Lily was working on getting a detect magic up. I don't know if you wanted to wait on that or not, but I think you guys have already
Oh.
figured out that this thing's probably
I didn't know that. Sorry.
it's kind of a moot point, I guess, at this point.
You never know. Maybe there's a rune, not ruin, hidden in one of these giants.
Yeah, let's wait for that detect magic.
So I throw
While
Roderick out there.
Roderick goes in and asks his questions.
Yeah. Well, if it lets me in, or if it's like once a day or something. Does anything
Gotcha.
happen when Rend launches me up?
The second you touch it, Roderick, you're just... Same thing happens, you're
Okay.
sucked inside the slab.
Man, I really like Roderick.
Alright,
Okay, now let's go.
you guys are... We're gonna roll initiative now.
Because it's no longer passed without trace.
Alright, no, it's... there is a large congregation of barbarians in the next room, and they've just run forward, screaming, letting out their battle cries, running in large numbers. There's a small army of them. They just they start to growl like bears, and
Brothers!
they just they spill out into this cave.
Quick, everybody touch the sarcophagus. Get in there.
Yeah,
Just
except
leave
Dan.
Dan, who can't.
Don't ask any questions.
There's a lot of them, so
Work on.
I'm just moving them all up. But they just start running in.
Blast them with psychic
Most of them
damage.
have spears. Some of them have axes held over their heads, and there's a large army of them. Including a shaman as well. And Heidi a Moondusk, that original blue bear barbarian that you guys had encountered. Let me just, there's a lot of them, so I'm just getting all of them together. Where is Heidi?
Oh, they're coming up from behind us.
It looks like she's gone and basically gathered up all of her entire tribe to come and attack you guys. Okay, let me just...
Those bears ratted us out.
She's leading the group. I just have to find her and the shaman. There's so many of them. They all look the same. There we go.
Wow. Rend, you don't look the same as them. I can tell you apart.
I'm civilized. Holy
Jesus.
shit.
Really? That's how far they've come?
We did not pass our perception check.
Oh, they move like 30 feet, basically, and then you realize that you're under attack. And they only came from this cave and this cave here.
It's not it's like they had a surprise round, but we're not surprised anymore. They just moved in.
We don't want to fight, but we will.
Let me make sure I've got all the different groups in.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was ready.
Not yet.
I'm reloading. Everything froze on me, so I can't.
And one sec. Just got to do one more thing.
Oh, welcome back with all that.
Blue Bear Tribe. Blue Bear.
Yeah, we're about to kill a whole tribe.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they start growling like bears. They run in, they spread out, and you guys see them coming in at you guys. You ready yourselves for combat, and it's on. There's about 30 of them. And Heidi a Moon Musk. She's the one leading the entire troop. She's out there first. Most of them are just wearing hide armor, and they have spears. Some of them have axes. Heidi herself, she has a shield and a spear. All right, Ren, you're up first.
All right. Let's see. Hey, yell surrender if you want, and then I'll rage.
They're just growling like bears. Ah! Surrender! I don't think so. Die,
And
civilized folk.
I'm gonna go ahead and so I use my bonus action for reckless, and then I'm going to to rage, and then I'll go into ooh, that's a lot of them. I don't think I'm a reckless this time around.
Okay.
What kind of armor is she wearing? Is she wearing better than them?
Yeah, she's wearing. I guess you'd liken it to stud and leather. It looks like animal hides that have been cured. It's very Spartan looking, but she also has a shield as well, a wooden shield.
All right.
She's reasonably.
And,
she looks like she can deflect an incoming attack quite well. The way she's standing towards you, her shield and
Alright.
spear.
I'm gonna attack her with the flame tongue.
And that hits.
All right. Disregard the fire damage because I haven't activated that yet.
As she runs at you, you just swipe with your flame tongue, and you kind of just knock her back, hit her shield.
All right.
She's
Do it
tough.
again.
You can tell she's going to be a powerful adversary. And 10 is a complete miss. She jumps back and easily
Alright.
avoids that attack.
There you go.
Alright, Roderick. Meanwhile,
How about
don't
don't get too close. There will be AoE, whether you're there or not.
Alright,
We can all
Roderick.
communicate with each other telepathically.
Roderick, it's your turn. So, Roderick, you're inside the stone slab. You're oblivious as to what's going on. And you can't see, you can't hear, you're restrained. And you just hear this deep voice call out to you. Ask!
Where is the leader of the stone giants, or this tribe of stone giants?
The Thane lies in the temple. She is north, in the back recess of Deadstone Cleft. And with that, at the end of your turn, Roderick, you're spat back out of the stone slab after just one question is asked.
Okay.
So north in the temple, towards the back of Deadstone Cleft is your answer.
Yeah. Cool. Oh. And that's
Happens at the
my
end.
turn ended?
Yeah,
is it? Or is
it was your action to ask the question. And it took 6 seconds for that to happen.
Yeah.
Then,
Actually, I could action surge.
yeah,
Can I do that?
if you want to, sure.
Oh, action surge and drop a spike growth on them.
Okay. Alright, let me expand its size. Right. 20-foot radius. Is that where you wanted it? Or did you want to move it
I
anywhere?
might move it just slightly left so that there's no passage through that side.
Okay, like
So,
that.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yep, that'll do.
Okay.
So block off the group of them at least.
Alright. Dan.
I'm going to cast Sleet Storm.
I almost, you doing that almost makes me question whether you can see my whispers, because I was just talking to Thomas about, wouldn't it be funny to cast that?
I didn't see any whispers, so
Well, no, because it was to Thomas, but
gotcha.
I'll get you the template. I was just
So,
gonna draw. Let's just draw on this entangle spike growth template on more so I can get the exact squares. All right, a ice storm. Where do you want to put that?
I want to put it so it just barriers right in front of Rend here. So the edge of it, if I can.
Like that. Oh,
I don't
you
even
can-
see it. I think my shit's frozen again. Fuck.
Like, is it blocking the other side? Edge just before end? Is that is the puddle deep, or is it like?
You're not sure of the depth. It looks reasonably deep. It would be difficult terrain at least to go through it.
Yeah.
You can
So
maybe
like
swim in it. I mean, it's pretty big hole in the ground.
Yeah, everything's frozen. So I'm sorry, I can't see that.
All right, well,
But yeah, just so it's in front of Ren.
Okay.
And blocking more to cover the other avenue as well. I don't know how far it goes the other way.
all right. Are you able
But
to
block it.
roll 2d8 and 46?
Nope. What? I don't know what that's for. Why are you saying that?
What are you casting? Ice storm?
No, I'm sleet storm.
Sleet storm. Okay. I thought you said ice storm. Alright, sleet storm is different. It's the same. It's a 40-foot radius. Okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to be putting the help action on the one that's next to Rend. as a bonus action, and then I'm moving towards the east. So I'm 30 feet away from Rend, behind Rend. And then that's the end of my turn. I'll have to reset my shit.
Yeah, I'll move you.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Oh, did someone just move that? I think you accidentally moved the storm. I think you wanted it like that. Okay, it's the Blue Bear Barbarians' turns. Alright, so when they see the spike growth, they kind of call out, and they don't run through it. They get kind of spooked from magic. So they start to back up, actually. One of them's going to back up. And another one is in the Sleet Storm. Just got to get the description. It's heavily obscured and difficult terrain. Okay. And do they have to, I think, is this the one that makes them slip over? No.
It should be difficult terrain, and then they have to make a dexterity save to.
Oh yeah, dexterity save. All right, so there's only one
It's a
Blue Bear
DC
Barbarian.
17.
So he'll make a dex save. Alright, he slips over, he stands up, and then he uses a dash action. And he backs away. This one, there's another one. He's going to make a dex save. He does not slip over. 10, 20. He runs up to you, Ren, and he attacks you. Advantage and disadvantage. He's going to attack recklessly because he doesn't know any better. Still advantage and disadvantage. A great axe just flies out of this sleet storm and misses you. Alright, a shaman. Shaman is going to start to call out, and I think she might make a dex save first. She's in the sleet storm. She slips over. She's going to stand up using half her movement speed. She's going to push through the ice and see what she can see. And she can't see anything because it's heavily obscured. I think they might just start retreating when they see all these spells happening. So she's going to take a dash action, run back. Alright, Hydia, on the other hand, she is on the near side of the spell. So she's going to start attacking. She's going to step here and she's going to try and hit Jarek with a shield. And it misses. She spins to the side and tries to spear Rend. It misses. And she's going to try and hit Rend with a shield. And it's a miss. That's her turn. Thomas.
Alright. Just gonna spell them.
Keep in mind this is 15 feet tall, so it is blocking. It's anything over the other side of it is total cover.
What's 15 feet?
The slab.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you can't center without it jumping around. There we go. Okay, I get movement in.
Alright, going for synaptic static.
Yeah. That's a spike growth, right? That those ones
Yeah.
are on.
Yeah, spike growth.
What's that? Is it confusion? Makes people walk randomly?
Yeah,
Or actually act randomly.
confusion. Yeah, it can make them walk in. I think there's a cantrip that can actually make people walk as well.
Yeah,
Infestation.
that insect plague one or whatever. No,
Infestation.
infestation.
That'll be a good combo. Let me move the template
It'd be
to back
super
so you
gross,
can
though.
see better.
Yeah, that's good enough.
One more north.
Which door are you going to?
Lily, you don't know where he's casting it, so you're not able to guide him and tell him how to cast it. If you do that, then
But
I'm going to deduct your DM inspiration if you met a game like
Where
that.
don't we have telepathic links to each other?
Then I don't want anything.
sometimes.
You can't see where he's casting the spell if you've got a telepathic connection or not.
Oh, okay. I don't know how it works.
If you can get yours.
I can tell him how to do it though, because I have command.
All right, but yeah, if you met a game like that, there'll be no DM inspiration because he can't see what you're seeing. It's not really fair for you to tell him like that. All right, they're all going to make intelligence saves, and you're gonna have to move a couple of these tokens out of the way.
I bet they're super intelligent.
Yeah. Well, they picked bear instead of like elk or something.
Let me just move some of
That's
these
right.
barbarians out of the way because I'm going to do a big... If you'd roll just a little bit higher, Thomas, they'd be instantly killed. You should just roll higher next time. You don't have to make them saving throws.
Or if I'd placed it just one square further north.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, they're going to make intelligence saves. There's a snap in the air, a buzz in their mind. They start to screech and yell out in agony. And...
I think only one save.
0.
yeah. They all just collapse to the ground. They grab their shaggy hair, they grab their ears, and they cry out in agony. Ah! And just a heap of them just collapse with only a single one surviving that spell. You see, like, their ears start to bleed, their nose start to bleed, their eyes roll back in their head. There's no actual other visible injuries. It's purely psychic. Cleared out
Oh,
a
the others
big
are like,
heap
oh
of them.
shit.
Oh, already a heap of them have started to run back from seeing the magic.
Okay. Said I'll just call out. Beware. Take a few steps back. And end my turn.
The one that succeeded is on spike growth though.
Awesome.
Don't worry. I'm gonna do some damage as well with my spell. Maybe.
Alright.
Yeah, I cast it over.
Out of here.
How many was that?
Stab.
You have advantage on that first attack. That's a hit. You didn't even need it. Didn't even need Thane's self action. Alright, you catch her with the trident. It's the tiniest wound.
Yeah, I rolled a 1. It's like I don't have anything bigger than a 1 or a 2 on my d6 today. I do put unwavering mark on her. And then I will go at her again.
That hits her. She tries to interpose her shield and her spear for a parry, but you break through her defense, and the blade of the trident just catches her cheek, and there's just a single little drip of blood rolling down her cheek.
Well, hopefully that'll lock her down. So that's my turn.
Alright, I'll do the tribal warriors in the spike growth first. Alright, they basically get so scared of this entangle or the spike growth that they don't move. They just shut down and dodge in their space. They kind of get down low to the ground and look around with a frightened look on their faces, and none of them dare move through it as they saw it appear.
Called the fetal position.
Another one starts, like, I don't know if anyone can see this, he's kind of further back in the cave where the camp is. He starts to try to scramble away from the sleet storm. And he slips up, falls on the ground, gets up, and then he starts to scramble away using a dash action. This guy is going to step out of this, or he's going to make a dex save, I guess, first. And he's going to slip over, he's going to get up, and then he stands next to Heidi, a moon mask, and he challenges Norrin. And he has pack tactics, so he has advantage with this spear attack. The spear, like, it looks like it's made of wood, but then it's got like a bear's claw basically attached to the edge of it, so it's like a bear claw spear.
Oh, okay.
Good to
Maybe
know.
it's for my collection.
And he hits you for 5 piercing damage. Kind of stabs you with it.
Okay.
This guy is going to make a dex save. I think he's the last one. And he doesn't slip over. 10, 20, 25, 30, dash, 35.
It's difficult terrain still, right?
The sleet storm is difficult terrain, yep. Jarek.
All right, I think I can see. She's right next to me, right?
Yeah, Heidi is here. The leader.
I'm gonna cast a suggestion on her.
What are you suggesting?
I suggest that she and her comrades surrender and then lead us to the lead giant in this place.
It has to be something reasonable. Do you give some
reasonable.
sort of reason for that?
Yeah, the reason is that half of them are now dead. And the other ones are stuck in this other thing over here. There's very few of them left. There's no reason for them to all perish in this when we simply come to grab some, to attain something and then leave.
Okay. She'll make a wisdom save. 15. What's your DC? Is it 16? Is that a fail?
That is correct.
Okay, she sneezes first, just randomly, and then so I had to sneeze, and then all of a sudden, yeah, she looks around, her eyes glaze over, and she sees some of her tribal warriors in the fetal position, surrounded with this magical spike growth. She looks to the north and just sees a magical blizzard. All of her tribal warriors have been engulfed by it. And she says something in Bothi. She holds up her hand, and her hand has like a bear claw glove on it. She holds it up, and when she speaks this word, they all stop fighting. And we'll take a 10-minute break now as well.
Will she share the bear claw? Can we eat?
I'll see you guys back soon.
Ready action to fireballs, finish the rest off.
It's just a diversion to fireball them all. The suggestion is stand in a 20-foot radius formation.
Yeah.
I thought that might be the easiest way for us to get through what we need to get through. That's okay, guys.
Yeah. Could be.
Could be. All right. See you guys in a few.
Shit. See you soon.
Yeah, Ren's here.
So we probably could have easily dealt with them right here.
So yeah, we'd rather just kill them.
Say that again.
I feel like it'd be better just to kill them.
Yeah, I am a little concerned if things go bad where the rune is, that then we've still got to deal with them again.
And we just cast a bunch of spells.
Yeah, I
To
burned
keep
a
one place.
rage.
Well, that's
I
not to
mean-
say you guys can't continue to do what you're doing.
No, I mean, I'm not. It's one of those weird situations. I'm not complaining because it worked, right? So, and then hopefully she takes us right to where we need to go anyway. So,
Right, and then that we wouldn't have to burn a bunch of spells on the way there or other rages. And
Well, but we
because
just
I doubt
did-
we're gonna rest.
We did burn a bunch of spells, though. You know what I mean?
We,
To control where they're going to be and what they're going to do. But now, if we take them, or if they take us somewhere, I don't know how suggestion works. But if you have complete control over them for the next 8 hours, great. But if you don't, then
no, not over them. I mean the spell is up in the text if you want to read it, figure out how it works. But
Doesn't even have control, period. She
Have
just
no-
has to kind of do the thing he said, so it's not like he could change.
and then what?
pursues the course of action to the best of its ability.
Yeah, so after she takes us
Yeah.
to the giant, then they may turn
I mean-
on us.
then sure, she could choose then to die at that point if she wants to, or she could see, wow, this group just wasted half of my tribe, and I don't want the rest of them to die.
There's
Maybe
no
talk-
sleep storm till the next dawn for me, so that's it.
How many people were actually still in the sleet storm?
I don't think that many. They were running away.
Right. I mean, the area effect spells did what they were intended to do, correct?
Well,
I mean,
spike growth
The other,
is
the
still
other
there
thing that
for-
we would do is go through the rest of these caves, not knowing exactly where this person is. We did get, or somebody got an answer to that.
How's everyone doing?
So well, I can hardly stand it.
Alright. So, Hydia Moonmusk has been beguiled, and there is resistance from her fellow tribe members. They start to argue slightly in Bothi when she obviously orders them to stand down, and it seems like her word supersedes the complaints and resistance of her fellow tribe folk. Although they seem disgruntled, they do lower their weapons at her command, and I'll presume that you guys also drop your spells and lower your weapons to prevent hostilities. And you suggested for her to take you to the Thane
That is correct.
to
Thane, the
Yeah.
leader of
and the idea behind that is so her fellow tribes member are not slaughtered.
That's correct.
Alright, that's exactly what she does. She pursues that course of action immediately. Follow me, she says. And you notice all the other tribal warriors kind of stick to the walls and kind of try to hide from you guys, and they seem to be very discreet, these barbarians. Most of them have blonde hair and blue eyes. They all look very similar. And you made a history check earlier, Thane, and you can confirm now that these are the Blue Bear barbarians. Getting a closer look, and from what you heard, they actually don't exist anymore. Like, you thought that they had all been eradicated. Many tribes of Uthgard barbarians in the north have been vanquished over time because they're just ruthless. They're bloodthirsty raiders. They have no civilized nature about themselves. Hydia starts leading you guys through this cave, and the rest of the tribe members actually follow her at a distance, hiding around corners and observing. And you also remember that they absolutely are terrified of magic, and usually they try to kill magic users first. So your characters are probably thinking you don't want to show any displays of magic because it could quickly turn them all against you all. These are Uthgard barbarians you're dealing with. They are vicious raiders that like to pillage and destroy anything that they can come across. Alright, they actually only lead you one cave forward. So here in this large cave you see a huge bonfire, a number of straw pallets lining the walls. It looks like this is where some of the barbarians live. And she only takes you to this cave and not a step further. All the other barbarians gather around her, hiding behind some of the clefts, some of the columns of rock. They are discussing matters amongst themselves in Bothi as well. You notice there is, as in any tribe, there is always one shaman in the group. And this is her. She uses magic, but they don't mind because they believe the magic comes from their god. Alright, Hydia, as she's walking, she doesn't really speak to anyone. She's just quiet. And the first word she says is when she gets to this tunnel. This is where Giant Thane is. Sacred temple for stone giants. We can't go no further.
Where is everybody? Oh, okay.
I can't move at the moment. I'm kind of lagged out.
I'll move you guys up.
Yeah, I had to exit my browser and go back in.
As you do make your way through this cave, you actually see a tunnel winding off to the east with a series of ledges. And atop a high ledge is another campfire, and you see two stone giants in a meditative state. Their eyes are closed, they're cross-legged. It looks like one female and one male.
Pretty.
But they seem to be oblivious to your presence because they are in a meditative state.
So she says to go to the east or to
North from.
Yeah. She comes up to this tunnel and steps no further. Says that this is a sacred temple to the stone giants and she's not permitted to enter.
Alright, well, let's go. Guess Norin will start walking forward.
The other
There you
barbarians gather around, huddling like fearful animals as they watch you enter. And Hydia just says, "You will not be tolerated in the temple. Prepare yourselves for death. We will raid and pillage your corpses. We will strip you of your equipment, and your flesh will become feed for our bears."
Okay.
Yeah, you're cute
Hey,
too.
George, see you in the.
Ren winks
And
at
you
me.
can tell that that suggestion is worn off, but they don't just openly attack you immediately at the same time.
I'll hang back now. I'll let the casters get in before I continue moving onward, in case they decide to attack us from behind.
Or another giant comes out of a wall.
Oh yeah, or that. It helps to have somebody tanky on both ends.
I think I see
Okay.
the Eye of Sauron up ahead.
Alright, up ahead, it's a drop off. It's a 10-foot drop off, kind of like a cliff leading into an enormous cave. You can see holes in the ceiling jutting through motes of light that glance this bubbling mud. There's a huge oozing pit of mud that extends around this absolutely enormous cave.
Okay, so that's not like glowing orbs.
It's motes of lights hitting
Okay.
the mud from the ceiling, and it's very, very dark in here. And you can make out a formation in the center of the cave, basically a silhouette around this area. I mean, it's pitch black in here. But it looks like an enormous stalactite hanging from the ceiling. The ceiling of this cave is probably about 100 feet high, if you had to guess.
So the 10-foot drop, is that up here?
It's here.
Or near where we're at? Okay.
Yeah, it drops down into a smooth, flat stone floor that looks like it's been worked quite well. And if you jump down, Ren, you'll take damage. It's a 10-foot drop.
Oh, to where I'm at right now?
This is the 10-foot drop here, where I'm pinging.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You
I
can
thought it
climb
was-
down.
Alert range.
Okay.
You should be able to climb
Yeah.
down pretty easy with an athletics check. There are some handholds and footholds.
Cast jump on myself and jump down.
Yeah, you can jump down with a jump spell.
Athletics. Yeah.
It should be very easy for you to climb down.
Climber's kit.
Should be an advantage for a bear, right?
Yeah, you climb down with ease. It's not very difficult at all.
Norn will hang a rope over the end for those that would like to use the rope, and he'll hold on to it. until
Sure.
everybody-
With the rope, you don't need an ability check. It's very easy to climb. It's like climbing down a ladder.
Thank you, Norn.
No problem.
Right, the cave is enormous. There's just a few motes of light. Other than that, the cave is not illuminated. You can hear the sound of bubbling mud. Blub, 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 blub.
Climb down afterwards.
Sorry, you failed.
Alright, there is a pathway around the mud. And around the corner to the south, you can just see a large wooden cask, or barrel of some description. It's giant sized, made of wood.
Some kind of giant-sized wooden cask over here.
It is some description.
If I knock on it, does it sound hollow?
Make an investigation check.
One of my strong.
It's very big, so the wood's very thick. It wouldn't be very easy to tell if it's hollow or not just by tapping on it. And you're not sure, and
It's full.
could be full, could be empty.
Is there any spigot or anything on the outside? If it's tapped?
No.
Damn, I wanted to drink. We got a few days left of this.
So this is this big pool of whatever is mud, right?
Yeah, mud. Bubbling mud.
Is there standing near it? Is there any heat coming off of it, or is it just bubbling from like
Make
gases escaping?
Make an investigation check. Can't really tell if it's hot or not. It is reasonably warm in this cave.
Hard to tell to the plate.
If it is, You're not sure if it's like boiling. It's definitely not boiling mud. You can tell that much. It's not like boiling from, you know, it would be erupting if it was boiling. Splurting everywhere. It's just kind of like whoop, a couple of bubbles here and there.
Is there a drop down to the mud, or is it right up?
It's only a few feet down into the mud. And it seems to be flowing. It flows the direction that you guys are moving.
Is there
Sorry,
another drop off right here?
sorry, it flows opposite from the direction you guys are moving.
I'll try to figure out if it's hot too, like burning.
I got a curious question.
Yeah, this is
about
another
the,
cliff. 10-foot drop.
About the barbarians. We went to the cave where we left our horses at the mouth of the cave.
Can I tell if it's hot?
Let's let Thane speak first, and then we'll do the next
He
thing.
spoke over me. I was just
Did he?
reasserting what I was in the.
All right. Well, let's do Thomas first. All right, Thomas. You you don't feel like this mud is going to hurt you if you go in it. You don't feel like it's that hot. It's very thick, very viscous. You feel like you'd probably have a hard time moving through it though. Like you'd liken it to quicksand almost. Alright, as you climb down here, Rend, and also before that actually, Thane, what were you saying?
I was just curious. Does it make sense that the barbarians were ahead of us in the tunnels? Didn't they go to the other tunnel entrances before we even entered this cave? Or was I not? You know how she said, the bear said that she went to go get her tribe to come attack us, right?
Yeah.
So does that mean all these caves are interlinked then? Because didn't she go to another cave entrance before?
Yeah.
She took off, yeah.
Well, it's a canyon. She went into the other side of the canyon.
So that means that they're definitely interlinked down here.
Well, it's a canyon,
All those.
right? So
Yeah.
the canyon means it's like this is a big split in the side of the mountainside. You would imagine that there are tunnels going from either side of the mountainside, like further in.
Okay.
To the cleft.
That's all. I was just trying to make sense of that.
All right, Rend. As you've jumped down here, you see another one of these enormous petrified stone giants. And there's another one as well. They're like melded into the wall, set in alcoves, looking like some sort of ancient stone sarcophagi for their final resting place.
So what's the distance down?
Each one of these cliffs are 10 feet.
Okay, I'll do the rope thing again for.
Just gonna catch y'all like Andre the Giant. You'll just jump down them.
Is everyone
Oh
just
yeah,
around the
yeah.
corner?
I can just I can hand you off like like.
Yeah,
like
if
what
you
children.
like just kind of edge your way down, grab off onto the side and dangle, Ren could just easily grab you and lower you down. You don't need any ability check if someone's already on either side. Just a small ledge, really.
I move right when Norin jumps, though.
It's like, oh no, that's too big.
probably climb down on his own.
No one can probably just reach.
I want those antlers
Yeah.
to poke me in the eye.
Whenever I fall antler first, just in case I can stab something. Yeah, so I guess it's easy enough to move down then.
You continue around, listening to the very lackadaisical bubbling mud, and all the while you see the vague silhouette of this enormous stalactite in the center of the cave. But it's so dark you can't really make out any fine detail. You're kind of just following a river of this slow
Does it
flowing
look
mud.
like a gigantic roper?
Yeah, who's got the best dark vision?
It could be.
Me.
Except
do.
that ropers are stalagmites. It could be a gigantic piercer.
Okay.
It's a piercer.
It's a
It's
baby
like a
roper.
stalactite that falls on you.
Yeah,
Baby
baby
terror.
roper. Are you unsure of the depth of this mud? You continue
Sure,
along the
gotcha.
bank.
I guess
I actually would like to see what the depth of the mud is, possibly. So if I can are there any like loose rocks like around or?
I can go
Yeah,
across if you want.
there's loose rocks everywhere.
Well, I was gonna see like how deep it is, like how deep the mud is. So
Oh,
I was gonna tie a rope to a rock to make sure it would sink, and then throw the rope out there and see how much rope goes down.
I thought you said we were going to say you're
Plot
going to tie
line.
a rope to Roderick and throw him in and see how
No.
hold your breath.
Well, I am wearing adamantite plate, so I'd probably sink.
That's true. You sink like a fucking stone.
No, we've got water walk cast on us.
No, it was water breathing, not water walk.
Oh, water breathing.
So yeah.
That was
so
my
I
thought too.
They're very different spells.
Well,
Yeah,
I
don't
would-
mix those two up.
can you breathe mud if you've got water breathing?
just the water part of it, not
Well,
the mud
yeah.
part.
Is
Yes,
well,
to suffocate instead of drown.
is mud water is the question.
Well, I suppose
would I be
the
able to check the
argument that
depth
it's half water doesn't
like that?
work because
Yeah, you can throw a stone in, and it doesn't really sink very quickly. It's very, very viscous, this liquid. So it kind of it starts to get like kind of taken down the muddy stream, and it kind of you don't get the true depth, but when you pull the rope out, it's at least 10 feet deep. It doesn't really sink too much further than that.
Okay.
And it's just getting slowly taken down southeast with the mud flow.
That's good to know.
Alright, there's quite a lot of fresh air in here, and you can hear vague sounds of dripping water. There are pockmarks in the ceiling that kind of almost look like a starry night sky with beams of light piercing the mud. And there is another drop off here, another 10-foot ledge that you guys can navigate down, and strewn rocks all over the floor, and you pass by another one of these petrified stone giant tombs.
they really need to clean this place
This
up.
place has been carved as well. You can see swirling patterns kind of embedded into the walls. Some sort of symbolism. This place very much feels like a temple. And you start to see a stone bridge up ahead now, spanning the mud.
I guess I'll pull you out and have her with.
Roll initiative.
Hey,
Hey,
you
you-
girl.
You pull Hayu out into the mud, and Hayu's drown. Alright, as you cross the bridge, you see a concentric, not a really concentric, it looks like a ring of stone, almost like a rampart, kind of leading up. So this is 20 feet up here, and these are 10 feet. And 10 feet, and it's kind of like little ledges circling this stone promontory. And as you look up, you see this enormous stalactite hovering above this central area here, and the base is about 20 feet in diameter, and it tapers to this rough point a few feet above the surface of the island at the very top here. And it's etched with dwarvish script. And suddenly melding out of the ground is a stone giant. Melts out in the center of this platform.
What a surprise.
We come in peace.
Hail, friend.
Yeah, hell, friend. How long have you?
Do we?
Is
though?
the entire
We come to-
stalagmite?
They are friendly.
Alright, they look like they're completely encased in jagged rocks. Their body is practically stone. And look at that facial expression. They don't look too impressed to see you guys. The giant is 24 feet tall. And
I think most of the fights tonight, they started.
it phases up from the ground, and the Thane has a club made of adamantine.
Ooh.
Is the entire stalagmite the rune?
You don't see any rune. You don't see a rune carved here. Just Dethic, Dwarvish script. You take a look and it looks like questions, basically, but you don't really have time to read it. You can read one. It says, "What must I do next to please you, noble father?"
Yeah.
Kyalithica just is very blunt when she speaks in giant. "Blasphemous creatures, you have entered the sacred temple. You now must face certain punishment by my order." And she just attacks. She ain't got no time for people busting in on her meditation, on her temple. You've entered a sacred temple, and the punishment for that is death, unfortunately.
They should have had a keep out sign again.
Damn it, Norin, you're so slow.
I still feel like the All-Father trumps that.
I like working on Sundays. And
That's what I think.
As you know,
So-
the
They don't give a shit
All-Father
about the
has...
All-Father anymore.
Yeah. The All-Father has felt that the giants are no longer worthy, and that's why he broke the ordering. So, yeah, they don't care about the All-Father, obviously. Otherwise, this whole
they
mess
care
wouldn't
about
have
me.
started.
Commander the Grovel.
He tried to command the Thane, and she looks really pissed off at you.
That's fair. So just shove
You
over here.
come to the sacred temple of
Actually,
strongness?
Oh no, I can't shillelagh. Did we? We didn't have a short rest between, did we? We just came straight here.
No. No short rest.
Yeah. So I'll just. Well, that didn't work. Next.
Awkward now. It's always
Bad,
awkward
maybe-
after you command something, it doesn't work.
You try.
No,
So,
I will not command. Command is your thing.
What's the most
I
trivial?
just want to remind you guys that you're under no compulsion to kill. Like, the order wasn't to kill any of the giant lords. It was just to get the rune off of them.
I tried really hard to talk one into calming down.
Give us the rune and we will leave.
I have spoken.
No.
You have entered the sacred temple. No other creatures but I shall enter. And now you must be punished, small folk.
Try to
The crimes
It
you
is the
have committed.
All-Father that will punish you.
at least
And I
do
will
non-lethal
The All-Father. Ha 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 ha.
Is
Blast.
this like
Fuck
capital
the
punishment,
All-Father.
or can we just pay a fine? We'd be willing to pay a fine.
The All-Father can suck my adamantine great club.
Whoa! All right then.
Alright, who are you
On
blessing?
Rend, myself, and Norin.
Thank you, Thane.
She thinks.
And I will put the help action on. No, wait. Did I do a bonus action? What have I done here?
No.
No. Help action on her.
Okay.
And I think I'll move to.
You hear a voice now
That's right,
at the
yeah.
end of your turn, Thane. It sounds like you notice that the Thane has just like a pouch, like kind of tucked into a stone waistband that this giant has, and the leather pouches, 3 of them, and a voice calls out from one of the pouches, "Hey guys, help me! Get me out of here!" It comes from a pouch, like there's a little creature, a little person in one of these pouches attached to the
Is that
Thane's
Ander?
waistband.
We don't recognize the voice, right?
No.
One quick question. I may have missed this when you were describing the mud canals here, but what are these lit areas in there?
They are beams of light shooting down from the ceiling. The ceiling is pockmarked in holes. It's just, yeah.
All right, then he's frozen again, motherfucker. All right, I will move the terrain, the floor here. Does it look like
nothing is difficult terrain? These are ledges, though.
How much of is there a height distance between our platform and her platform?
20.
By how much?
Sorry, hers is 10, and it kind of angles upwards.
It goes up towards her.
Yeah.
Okay, and then above her is that the stalagmite?
Yeah. Yep. There's a huge stalactite coming down from the ceiling. It's etched. It's etched with questions. This must be some sort of like holy relic or something that they ask questions and like an oracle, basically. So, yeah, maybe she's trying to commune with Scorus Stonebones or something.
Okay.
You can if you can read giant, you can read one of the questions because it's kind of visible and it's big writing. It says, "Do the dream creatures pose any danger to us?"
Okay. All right. Well, that's gonna pretty much end my turn. I can't end it because it's frozen.
Okay.
I'm gonna refresh the page.
Lily.
I'm afraid the Allfather is going to have to spank you.
All right, cast Big Bees. What sort of hand movements is Big B gonna do?
I'm going to put it, I don't know, right up there in front. Since everybody can move through it anyway, it doesn't matter much. Put it right up in front, and it's just going to try to...
punch?
Yeah, it's the punch.
All right, you have advantage, and it punches. It's a hit. All right, it punches the Thane, and just kind of cracks the Thane's face slightly.
And then I'm going to use a bonus action to Blade Sing. And I think that's all I'm capable.
Jarek.
Just 1 sec. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and let me just see the distance of this. Okay, so that's pretty close. I'm gonna go ahead and just, since it looks like we're attacking, I'm just gonna go ahead and cast some spells.
It's a miss.
Yep. Figured that.
That's a hit. Alright, the beam slams into the Thane's chest.
Then I'm going to quicken a darkness spell. That costs 2. Take those 2 down. And then I'll move. If I have access to that darkness, thanks.
I can move it for you, it might be easier.
Okay. Perfect.
Thomas.
Giant tall enough that I've got a straight shot over this.
Yeah, she's 24 feet tall, so she's absolutely enormous.
Right, Well, I'm gonna. Probably won't help, but I'm gonna quicken a greater invis. And try to slow her down a little bit. Shoot a ray of frost.
Alright, no, you don't turn into a potted plant, nothing explodes, you don't instantly die or go bald. The ray of frost. Now, that does have advantage.
Nice.
And it hits her, pierces her leg.
Alright, that's me.
Good info.
Rend.
Alright. Do I need to make a check to come up this little...
Yep, it's a 10-foot ledge, so it'll cost you 20 feet of movement, and you'll need an athletics check.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and use my bonus action to rage first.
Okay.
And then... Go ahead and mark that.
Rage climb.
So,
You notice that Ren he gets really angry when he climbs.
get up there. Is that 14?
What, these staircases?
No.
You should have ramps for disabled people.
You're too angry, Ren. And a 14 is not enough to climb up.
Wow. Sorry, I'm looking at my stuff, so I got nothing else right now. Well, shit.
Through like a hand axe or something?
Would that have helped my, the bless? Does that help checks?
Ability checks, attack rolls and saving throws, sorry, no. It's guidance is the one that you want, so yeah. That's Dan's fault for not guiding you.
I guess I
Yep.
got nothing then.
Alright, the Thane is going to do some special Alak Mara. And the Thane just closes her eyes and says, I have been told. This is what my god demands. Usually I am not permitted to harm you small folk, as this is the way of King Hecaton. But he is out of the way now. My god, I have asked it. Should I destroy the works of the surface dwellers? And the answer I received was yes. And I must destroy you as well to prevent such workings in the future. And she casts a spell. And she just says a few words as well. Whispers an incantation in Giant. And just like that, time has stopped. For 4 rounds. For the first round, she used her action to carve into the stalactite a question. Can these puny barbarians be trusted? She chisels that into the stalactite, and you guys are all frozen, but you can see an answer. It just appears in the stalactite, and it says no. For her next action, she calls upon the power of stone bones, and she points to this ancient stone, petrified giant, and it animates, breaking free of its stony tomb, and steps forward. For her third action, she casts a spell that sheaths her in stone. And then for her fourth action, she casts another spell, and she melds into stone and becomes one with the stalactite. She melds into the stalactite. and it kind of the stalactite kind of expands a little bit to touch the floor here. And this huge stone golem, it's absolutely enormous. It's going to roll initiative. It breaks free of its stone tomb and comes alive. Sets its gaze on Heyu. Alright.
Alright, well, seeing as she's now part of the stalactite, can't really do anything to her.
No.
That thing can do horrible things
Roderick
to
would
us.
probably correct you, Norin, because the stalactite's actually touching the ground. It's actually a column now.
That's true. If we turn it into a stalactite again, which we can do with my mason's tools in the pack, we can probably bring her out.
Norn just is nodding.
Yeah,
so I
just-
run this way. Stand beside the squishy person. I say squishy person. She has better AC than I do. She just doesn't have as many hit points. And I'm going to use my action to dodge.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling that my jab ones aren't going to do jack shit again. Not really. And even if they do, it'll be very small damage. I don't really have a bonus action, so that is it.
Hey.
Hey, you is come over here and poop on his face, and then try to fly off into the darkness.
Okay.
Would I know? Would I be able to help my companions out by informing them that attacking it would work?
Yeah, you would have explained, like, yeah, about
We're all mentally
meld
linked
into
if you want to
stone.
be.
Ren was going to attack it anyway,
Oh yeah, you're all telepathically linked to from Lily's
if I
spell.
can climb.
I mean, this thing is still an issue, so at least Norn thinks it is.
Yeah, it was
So,
talking to her.
from what I understand, if we attack the object that it's embedded in, it will expel it if enough damage is done.
Yeah. You can break the stone and then the creature's released.
It'd be kind of rude though, because this is the like.
Yeah. Like we're supposed
you-
to get the rune, not
Desecrate the
Brains
You
temple.
literally went into the sacred temple.
While we were there, we kicked over and broke everything.
Alright,
All that shit you thought was sacred.
is that the end of Hayes' turn?
Oh, did I? I clicked it. I guess it didn't go through.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Alright, the stone golem is going to step forward. Enormous footsteps shake the ground, and it's 20 feet tall.
As it, you know what? I'm not going to use my reaction yet.
Okay. Alright, it's going to step here and it's going to punch the ground really hard. That sends out a shock wave of energy around Thomas, Norin, and Lily. And each of you make a wisdom saving throw. It's like almost like it has an essence of this time stop in its fist as it's become animated. Alright, this one slows you guys down. You're slowed, similar to a slow spell. You can't use reactions, your speed is halved. And you can only make one attack on a turn. You can only take an action or a bonus action, but not both. And you can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn. So no effect on you, Lily. and then it's going to raise its fist up, and then it's going to try and it's going to try and whack Thomas. It will be at disadvantage with a big stony fist. And it misses. And then it's going to swing at Norrin at disadvantage as well, like a backhand. And it misses completely. Ends its turn there. Roderick.
I am just gonna... Oh, Hunter's Mark. That one.
No,
And then
leave the golem.
leave the golem.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I will try to banish it.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have much else I can do at the moment anyway, but if you fail, I'll have it started. And see if I even hit.
16 misses, 17 hits, and it
Does it have some way of detecting me?
oh, let me see what the lighting situation. No, you actually you are actually invisible to this thing. It doesn't seem to have any sort of special senses. So both arrows hit, and yeah, you just take a couple of chips off it. It's like you're making your own little stone carving here.
Yeah, trying to write a question up with arrows. How much health do you have?
It's definitely enormous. It's going to take a lot of arrows to put a real chip in this thing.
It's got more than 25.
All right, Thane, you attempt to send it into a demi-plane of banishment, and it's going to have advantage on this saving throw. Magic resistance.
Nice.
All right, it's banished. It's incapacitated, and it'll remain there for a minute. There's no popping sound suggesting that it's not from a different plane. Well, it literally is just animated from a Deadstone giant. But yeah, it'll be gone for a minute before it'll come back.
Okay. I don't have anything to put my bonus action help on, so yep.
Lily.
Or sorry, could I try to get up there to the pillar, to the stalactite?
Yeah.
I don't know if I still have jump or not, but it doesn't matter. I'll try to get up there even
All right.
as I
You're climbing that way? That's...
or
Yeah,
how can I
that's
get
fine.
up there? Oh, just here is fine.
Yeah, well,
Wherever.
first of all, you have to make an athletics check when you get to the edge. Before anything, because you may not move. Alright,
Please.
wait, which square were you in? This one?
Yeah, I was right behind Roger.
Alright, so that's 5, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah, you've got enough easily to get there with your movement.
Okay, sorry. Thanks.
And you're up basically next to the stalactite. Lily.
Okay, I'm gonna point up at this, and I want to try to dispel that meld thing.
Alright, you cast Dispel Magic on... now, let me just check. I think it might have total cover, so it's not going to work.
It says just choose one within range, one effect within.
Yeah, but
Creature, object, or
I'm
magical
talking
effect.
about the total cover, so just give me a sec. Okay. Now I just need to check something about the stalactite. Because specific rules beat general. I think it should work though. Stalactite.
It's actually a stalagmite.
It's a column.
Column.
Alright, it does not work on the Stein Fang. And you actually don't expend the spell slot. The spell simply fails. Actually, I'm going to say the spell slot is consumed too. Usually, yeah, the spell slot's going to be consumed for this one. But it's completely impervious to your spell. Jarek.
Well, let's see if we can't chip away at that, at the bottom of that column with some agonizing blasts, just to see.
Alright, with your Eldritch Blast, it doesn't actually affect objects. And yeah, the spell hits it and just does nothing. It just kind of, the beam just disperses on impact on the surface of the column. Same thing happens, just disperses. Thomas.
All right. Yeah, I'll shoot a lightning bolt at it. I gotta roll though to see if it casts this turn.
All right. Oh yeah. No. You're not affected by the slow spell.
Oh, cool.
It doesn't affect your spell casting. All right. The lightning bolt. It's a direct hit, and it does nothing. It's completely impervious to your spell. The lightning bolt hits the surface of the Stein Fang and snuffs out.
I have to make a wisdom save, right?
Yeah, you get to
No.
repeat the wisdom save at the end of your turn.
I'll use Tides of Chaos for advantage.
So then the question becomes, do we gotta pour more juice into it, or is it just completely impervious to magic?
Alright, you, Thomas, are no longer slowed. Ren, you're up.
Well, let's see if I am.
Alright, you're able to climb up. It costs you 20 feet to do the
20.
climb, and then everything else is 5 feet.
30, 35. So I'll attack the stone. That's kind of, where the place where she went into or whatever, so.
Yeah, the actual column, I mean, it's pretty big. You can, from any area, like in the area around it,
Okay.
you can reach it. You can easily attack it.
I'll go ahead and recklessly attack it.
Alright, you hit it. It's kind of hard as well. Like, you had to hit it hard to actually chip it.
Okay.
Alright, you hack into it, and you chip off a bit of it.
I try Great Weapon Master it this time.
That's another hit.
Oh, I meant that's the wrong one. Never mind.
Alright, you take off another big chip, and 2 big shells of the stalactite have been sheathed off of this.
I'm coming
piece of
for you.
stone. Alright, the Thane is just going to cast a spell. But you guys aren't going to be aware of that. Norin. Hello?
Oh, I was wondering if I was still connected.
Are you there, Norin? I think he's
Might be
having
muted.
mic issues again. Alright, you're throwing a javelin at the stalactite, I presume. And a 21 hits. The javelin bounces straight off. It does 0 damage. You didn't hit it hard enough to actually affect the stone.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. It's literally all I can do. So
Get to repeat the wisdom save. Alright, you've managed to shrug off that time-altering effect. Hey.
He's gonna hide in the darkness, I think. Oh
Okay.
my god, I'm so bad I didn't have his character sheet open.
Alright. 19 on his hide check. Roderick.
I'm gonna try to get up there.
Alright, it's an athletics check.
Yep.
And your movement's 25, right?
Yep.
You're gonna need to dash to get any further than the lip of
Sure.
the cliff, the ledge.
Go to the edge and then dash. Oh.
You're not able to climb up.
Does it? What would it take to use a climbing kit to get up? Would that be an action in that case?
Yeah, it's an action to put it on, and then
Okay. Yep.
it's a slow process to climb up
Yeah.
like that. Thane.
So when this giant was out, was he using verbal to cast these spells that he's casting that from
Yep.
whatever we saw?
The giant
Okay.
whispered an incantation.
Okay, I'm gonna cast silence on Yeah, I'm gonna cast silence on
I'll
don't
give
know
you
what I
the,
do.
the template.
I have to pick an object, right?
Yeah, just it will show you the description. It's not an object though. It's actually just a space.
point range.
Yep, just a space that it doesn't move.
It doesn't move. Oh, okay. So I'll just center it on in this area here.
You can move it around wherever you want.
I'm gonna get it out of Roderick's. I don't want to hit Roderick.
Okay, stone
So-
golem poofs back into existence too.
I'm sorry. Oh shit! It's concentration. I didn't think that through, did I?
Norn speeds
damn
back
it.
up, turns around. Oh shit!
Sorry, guys. I fucked up. And that means, I guess, I can't attack it because that was an action. Bonus action, nothing. Lame. All right. I'll just end my turn. In shame.
Lily.
Seb, could you tell me again what happened when I cast my spell on it?
Nothing happened.
But it ate my slot, right?
It did. Yep, you cast the spell. It's not like you're in an anti-magic field or anything. You were able to cast the spell, you unleashed it, and nothing happened. There's not usually any real visual effect of the spell magic, generally speaking. But yeah, it didn't work.
Okay, but it used my slot. So
Usually if you cast a spell, it does use your spell slot. The only reason that it doesn't sometimes is because, well, there's no real reason why it shouldn't if you've cast a spell.
okay, I think. Oh no.
Same thing happened when Thomas hit it with a lightning bolt. It had no
Yeah.
effect. The spell just snuffed out at that point.
I'm just gonna waste a spell slot on this then. I'm gonna try it and see if it does anything. I'm gonna waste another dispel magic. I threw it out at 4th level.
Alright, you cast a spell magic on the meld into stone. Alright, this time the Thane, it comes out. And the second it comes out, it goes back in. It is expelled and absorbed back into the Steinfang. So it did work that time. But the Thane just went straight back
Work
in
is relative
there.
in this case. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move my hand. I don't have access to it, but I'm gonna move it over to me to. I'm worried about this guy coming back out, so I'm gonna get ready for that.
He's already back out. He's right next to you.
He's here.
Oh,
Yeah, he's here. That's why I fucked up.
I see.
Now you've got control of the
well-
hand. It can move 60 feet.
Okay, control it. Let's go 55 feet, and can I try to shove him into?
You can do whatever Bigby's hand is able to do. It's up to you.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna
Whether or not that will happen
shove it.
will depend on the dice.
Okay. I'll do that.
It would be which one are you doing? Is that
Forceful hand.
Forceful
which
hand.
attempts to push a creature within 5 feet of it, and let's see where I want to push it. I'll put the hand so it can push him like directly into the mud.
okay? And then yeah, it can push it 5 feet plus a number of feet equal to 5 times your spellcasting ability modifier.
Okay. So that's strength athletic. Hand needs what for strength? Let's see. Ah, he doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't budge. No, it gets a 19.
Yeah, no, it doesn't budge. I'm gonna budge. Oh. Move over here and hit this.
Jarek.
All right. Just cast a spell at that thing. Same thing I've been doing. Agonizing blast.
At the golem this time.
Yep.
Derek's gonna show me how you push.
Now you've got advantage. It can't see you in the darkness. Crit. Alright, the beam slams into its chest.
If that were to push it 10 feet, would that knock it off the bridge and into the mud?
No. It's still on the bridge.
Okay, so I'll push it 10 feet then.
Alright. It's teetering on the edge.
Okay, well, let's see if we can knock it into the mud and see if we can't keep it from doing too much
Hit.
right away.
And you're knocking it back.
Yep.
It slides off the bridge into the mud. And it starts to sink. But it's still visible.
I'll end my turn.
It's submerged up to its waist. Thomas, the mud is just kind of almost hardening on impact when it touches the stone golem.
So I'm on call and had a quick work call. What's the area of effect that's around this?
That's a
Stone golem?
silence.
Silence? Okay. I'm going to be a little smarter this time and shoot firebolt at the stallion. Right. Ooh, power.
The firebolt, it does the same thing, Thomas. It doesn't have any effect on the column of rock, the Steinfang. It just it's snuffed out instantly.
Oh, okay. All right. Then
Maybe it's a level of spell thing.
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
I'm saying.
It's got.
It might have a limited magic immunity. It's very possible.
I'm going to quicken a lightning bolt at 4th level.
Roll in the wild magic surge table.
Here we go.
Haha.
Alright, You're the third
I
eye.
look around for reinforcement.
Alright, the lightning bolt. It was 4th level, right? It's a direct
Yeah.
hit. It sends a crack all the way up the Stein Fang. A heap of stone is starting to chip off of it. It becomes quite badly damaged.
There's no noise.
It's close to being destroyed. There's no noise. Did I say noise?
You made a very loud,
You can't hear that. You're in
Loud
silence.
explosion noise.
You can't hear that.
Very loud visual effect. Let's be done.
Ren.
All right. Do we still have bless?
No,
on us?
bless should be down.
Oh,
Bless should be
Okay,
down.
let me
Sorry,
take that out.
because I cast 3 concentration spells in a row.
That's high level stuff. So reckless and great weapon master.
Alright, you attempt to destroy the Stein Fang. And a 15 is just enough. That's a hit.
Ooh, okay.
Alright, this doesn't make any noise, but you'll definitely be aware of it. When you hit the Stein Fang with 30 points of damage, Ren, it explodes. It absolutely explodes. So, Thomas, Roderick, Rend, and Thane, each of you make a dex save. Thomas, you've got +2. Norrin, you can have +2 as well. Roderick, you can have +2.
Oh, I'm
What
making a
about
dex save too.
No, this +2 is for cover. You don't really have any cover because you're literally like the one that exploded it. You do have advantage though, Ren, because there's an oh shit moment when you realize what's just happened and your danger sense kicks in. But yeah, it's like a frag grenade. Flying debris just explodes outwards, and yeah, the Stein Fang is absolutely destroyed, and this is really gonna hurt.
Am I making a save too? Seb?
Yeah, it affects you, Norin.
Oh,
It doesn't.
Jesus.
It doesn't reach Lily or Jarek. A random bit will probably kill Hayu though. A random little chunk of rock. But yes, Thane, you're hit for 63 bludgeoning damage. Roderick, you're hit for 63 bludgeoning damage. Rend, you are raging and you have advantage, so you actually only take 15 bludgeoning damage. Norin, a stray bit of fragmented rock, it cracks one of the antlers of your helmet, causing you 63 bludgeoning damage as you are one with the antlers.
I literally have 1 hit point.
That's
And
the most damage I've ever done on one round.
the
Oh, you're taking credit for all
the
that
Stein
damage.
Fang, the Stein Fang is destroyed, and the Thane is completely unaffected and just appears out the midst of the explosion, undamaged at all.
Should be, well, it doesn't matter because she's next, but should be prone, right?
She's not prone, no.
Okay, sorry. Melt the stone. If you get knocked out, it says prone in the description, but maybe
It does.
doesn't.
And it also says
you
she
fall
should be.
prone in an occupied space closest to where you first entered.
She should also take damage as well, right?
50 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, no. She's completely impervious, completely unaffected. She comes out
Okay.
amidst the explosion unaffected in any way.
Okay.
Alright, that was your first attack, Ren.
Yeah. Let's see how my second one goes.
Alright, you also noticed, like, I think the Thane had cast, like, the stone skin spell, or the investiture of stone. One of those two spells. It's gone. It's dropped as well. So it's just, it's exposed with no special magical resistances.
Ugh,
Swing and a miss.
man, that was a whiff. And it was that explosion that startled me.
The Thane just explodes into an angry roar as much as it can, which is not really that aggressive. You have denied me the answers of stone bones. Puny little creature. Now you will become one with the stone. And the Thane is going to use its first attack to hit you with the adamantine club, Ren.
Alright.
And brings the adamantine club down on you, and you take 17 points of bludgeoning damage. With its second attack, it's going to try and grab Thane. Thane, make a dexterity saving throw. It grabs you and it throws you 60 feet. And you're going straight into the mud. Tosses you away effortlessly. And then for its third attack, the Thane will try and throw Rend as well. Rend, make a dexterity save. It's a miss. You manage to jump out of the way.
Slap her hand away.
As she tries to grab you and toss you. Alright, Thane. The mud, it has the consistency of quicksand, so you don't just sink straight down into it. You'll just sink slowly. And I'll explain what's happening on your turn. Something else might happen as well. Norin.
Alright. Got 1 health hit here, so I'm going to pray this thing doesn't have reach. And start moving in here. Let's see.
It has reach. It tries to pommel you. It swings up a stony fist. And it whacks you for 22 bludgeoning damage.
Even if I had the warding maneuver.
And you would have left its reach in that square that you're in. So you'll actually fall prone here.
Well, I mean, I go down, that's it.
You guys see the stone golem just collect Norin and knock him to the ground. Hey you.
Oh boy. Let's see. We're gonna fly over and poop on him again.
One thing, Norin. Actually, you said you had a warding maneuver to increase your AC.
It's only a D8, so it would hit me regardless.
Oh no, it got a 22 on its attack roll. It had disadvantage on that attack.
Oh. Okay. I mean, I'll try it then.
Alright, we'll bring it back to your turn.
No, I still go down.
Gee.
Fuck, man.
Alright, you tried to ward it, and that's still a hit, unfortunately.
Okay. Hey, you ostensibly puts the help action on him and then gets out.
Okay.
She just flies back up to where we're at.
Alright. The golem starts to sink into the mud. And it's restrained. It sinks a couple of feet. And it sinks a little bit more as well. So it's starting to sink 4 feet. So but it's not even up to its waist in mud. It's up to like its knees or something. And it's going to try and escape the mud. It tries to grab onto the ledge, hoist itself out using its action. It's able to do so. It climbs out. It's no longer restrained. It's difficult terrain. it climbs out over here, coming towards the Thane, and it tries to. Well, it's about to hit Thomas, but that's the end of its turn. It looks like it's coming to kind of defend the Thane, or those near the Thane. Roderick, you need to make a death saving throw. You safely identified the piece of rock with your face.
Yeah.
Accurately. It's not granite, because you're not feeling very healthy. That's a success. Alright, and that will happen. Alright, Thane. There's two things that happen to you. First of all, you're restrained, and you sink 5 feet into the mud. How tall is your character? An elf, maybe 5 feet?
5'11".
Okay, you're a tall elf. Your head is above the quicksand, but that's the least of your concerns. There's something about this mud that is affecting you. Make a Constitution saving throw. It starts to petrify you, but you resist.
Oh shit.
Alright, because you're still above the surface of the mud, you can still breathe. You can try and get out. It's a strength check, not an athletic, but a strength check. The deeper you're in it, the harder it is to get out.
Okay, here's my 2 questions. For me to get out, what would it require? And like how much movement would I have?
The mud is difficult terrain, so yeah, you can try and you're basically trying to swim upwards. So the strength check will get you up back to the surface, and then you could go, half your movement speed. And if you can get out of the mud, then you're not going to get restrained again at the start of your turn.
Okay, so I can.
The first thing you need to do is make a strength check, otherwise you're going to be completely submerged next turn, unless you've got Misty Step or something. Some way of teleporting.
Can I cast? What if I cast Water Walk?
What's the cast time on that?
Cast time is 1 action.
Well, then you'd come to the surface, right? That's what it does.
Yeah. It does.
Yep. It'll make you. It'll carry you to the surface.
Okay, casting Water Walk.
All right. You cast Water Walk, and you're carried to the surface, 60 feet. You're back on top, and you're able to move across it as if it were harmless, solid ground. You still have your movement now. You're no longer restrained.
Okay, then I come to here. And
this is a 10-foot climb to get up the ledge.
10-foot climb. Well, that's 35 feet to where I am here. So I have to use a bonus action dash to make it to the ledge then?
Exactly.
If that's the case.
And you need an athletics check for that. You can climb up. That'll be 25 feet there, so you've got 10 feet left.
Okay, then I will head towards here, I suppose. There. And that's my full everything.
Lily.
Okay. I think what I will do is... Let's see. 20 feet. I'm going to use my bonus action. 60 feet of movement. Send this over here. And I'm going to try to punch this guy.
That's a hit. Alright, the big beast just comes over and poof, pummels the Thane in the face, chipping off some more stone from her stone jaw.
Then I will cast, use my action. I'm going to cast Ding Dong Doom on the same guy.
Alright, you
Or
attempt to
two
toll the dead
passes.
on the Thane, and
Two.
we don't even need to roll. It's going to be a fail.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad.
Alright, the necrotic damage affects the stone giant by just making some sections of its form kind of brittle, and a few little bits of it chip away and roll onto the ground, creating little pebbles.
Alright. And let's move up to here.
Jarek.
All right, I just want to make sure that I've got the ruling right on this. So I can cast a spell that is a bonus action and then still cast a cantrip as an action. Is that correct?
The rule is, if you cast a spell as a bonus action, the only other spell you can cast on that turn is a cantrip.
Perfect.
So, for example, you couldn't Misty Step and then cast Shield on that turn, because one of them's a bonus action spell and the other one's not a cantrip.
Okay, so that's 20 feet of movement there. Let me just check the distance real quick. I want to go. All right, that'll work. Actually, I need to move 5 feet more down. So 5 feet down.
I'm not really hearing what you're saying.
Okay, so I'm moving 5 feet down.
Okay.
Then I'm going to cast as a bonus action Misty Step. Let me do that real quick. That will put me right there. Then I will cast Agonizing Blast at the golem again.
Okay. Alright, your first attack, well actually both attacks will have advantage. Hit.
Okay, move it 10 feet towards the mud.
Alright, you knock it back, it slides along the ground and it's kind of half on, half off the edge. 27 is a hit.
Do it again.
And alright, it kind of slides down and it's kind of like still on a little bit, so it's not fully off, but it's teetering right on the edge now.
Right. I have 5 more feet of movement, and I'll move slightly away. And then I'm done.
Thomas.
Alright, I'm gonna quicken a ray of frost at the
At the what, sorry? It cut out when you said-
golem. At the golem.
Okay. Alright, that one is a direct hit. And the Ray of Frost is going to slow it down.
Nice.
And back up a little bit and shoot a lightning bolt at the golem.
1 sec. The golem attacks you, Thomas, with an opportunity attack.
Jesus, that has a long reach.
10 feet. It's when you move into this square. Miss.
Oh man.
Alright. Well, let's see. This fucker.
It has advantage. Let's roll on the Wild Magic Surge table again, Thomas.
No.
Let's get something. Why is it always bad? It shouldn't always be bad.
Yeah.
The lightning bolt hits the golem / animated stone giant in the chest. More of its form is broken apart, and then you transport to the astral plane, and you just like find yourself sitting at a table, Thomas. In like it looks like you're in some sort of sailing ship and there are like 4 Githyanki sitting around, like playing cards, and they all look up at you, and they start to go. They start to go for their long swords. What the fuck? They say.
Fuck you guys.
Right, you just curse them out, knowing that you're only going to be here for a split second. Rend.
Alright, we're gonna do reckless and great weapon.
Chop her legs off.
God.
10 is a miss.
Rand, you shouldn't have called it like that.
Let's try it one more time.
That's a hit.
Okay.
You go for the leg chop, and you slam into the Thane's foot, and it kind of just cuts the foot clean off. Poof. Giant falls and will be forced to kind of use just like a stone stump instead if it wants to stand on both of its legs.
And... yeah, that's it.
Alright, the Thane uses her adamantine great club to bring herself to her feet, and she does kind of step on that stone peg leg that she's got. And she's just going to use her entire turn to just try and pommel you into a fine paste.
Alright.
Miss.
Oh.
She hits you for 7 bludgeoning.
She should name her mace Pestle.
It pretty much is an adamantine pestle.
God.
She crits you with that attack, so you hit for 17 bludgeoning damage.
I'm gonna use my reaction to make that a normal hit.
And unlike adamantine armor, the adamantine weapon doesn't actually negate crits, unfortunately.
That's a shame.
Alright, you turn that into a non-crit, so 7 damage for you instead, Rand.
Alright.
And then, yeah, the thing's just going to stand there. She doesn't really seem like she has too much of a strategy. It's more just like hit things until they die. Like, they're not the most intelligent of giants. They're not dumb either, but they're not like combat strategists like frost giants. Norin, it's a death save for you.
I want to use my DM's inspiration to get advantage on this save.
Okay. Roll it up twice.
Come on, 20.
And then I'll just
And
I say. So that's one success. Not bad.
yeah, you know,
I was hoping for the nat 20.
raise from
Rise like a
unconsciousness. Hey,
He's gonna, let's see. Fly there for 45 feet, put the help action, and then head over to the start.
alright, the golem, it's teetering on the edge. It's not quite pushed off enough to be fully in the mud, so it's able to just get back onto its feet. It's gonna do that, and it's going to just step here. Actually, before that, I've got to check something else. Might change its behavior. No, it's going to do that. It's going to come up here, and it's going to try and punch you, Thane. It does like a swinging back fist at you. It's like a kickboxing golem now. That's a mess, and it keeps on swinging around.
It's a monk.
Yeah, and yeah, no, it just raises both arms and does like a double whammy. One on Thane, one on Lily. And that's its turn. Both attacks miss. Double whammies the ground. Roderick, death save for you, my friend.
The only thing it's
20.
so far.
Second success. Thane, you're up.
I will. I will bonus action cast. I guess I have to do this. I'm gonna cast.
You're finally able to heal. People are dying all around you.
All right, just settle down, buddy. I'm not going to go down there. I'm just going to do it from a distance. So I'll cast the healing word at second level. So that is 2d4 plus
12 healing.
What the hell was it? Yeah, maximum, whatever the max is. Yeah, 12 healing, 3 times 4. So 12 healing to Norin.
What's the word you yell?
I don't know. Just rise. That's all I say. And then as my action, I'm going to... Let's see here. Who's next? Is it possible to feed Roderick a potion as an action?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'll do.
Alright, it'll be an athletics check to get down there, Thane.
Okay.
Athletics check to feed me a potion.
You can climb down there carefully. It costs you 20 feet of movement. You'll be next to Roderick.
All right, and then I will feed him a... Let's see what kind of potions I got here. I've got a greater healer. Greater healing. I'll give him a greater healing.
Alright, that's 4d4 plus 4.
Okay. And does he get max healing?
No, he doesn't get max.
It's a shame.
But it's the first time that Thane's healed anyone, so everyone's very grateful. So 2 heals in 1 turn. What's come over him? What happened to him down there in that mud? He had an epiphany.
Transformation.
16
He did come back walking on water.
That's true. I have been resurrected.
Alright, both creatures are... Well, the golem's looking damaged. The Thane, not so much so far.
So you should get 44 plus 4, right? So 16?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. And I think... so you said I moved 20 feet to get down there?
Yeah.
And has he used his reaction?
No, it's just punching the open palm of its fist, looking at you, waiting for another opportunity attack.
I already ended the turn.
Literally.
Moving right along.
Alright, let's see. We're going to use the bonus action to punch.
Alright, it has advantage. Hit. The big beast's hand smacks the Thane again over the face. And she's looking damaged now. There's like her blood kind of looks like mud dripping down her form.
Use an action to ding dong doom him.
Alright, you double that up with a Toll the Dead. And whoops, that was the wrong save. Add on a +4. Well, it's a natural 1 anyway. Alright, that blood dripping out of the Thane's open wounds kind of starts to spill out and flows even quicker, and it looks like it's just coated in this kind of clay-like mixture.
It's a good question, Rand. I'll just point out that she seems to have abandoned both the Ordning and the Allfather. Also, she kind of grenaded you guys. She didn't seem like it was very nice.
I mean, technically Ren did that. But...
Yeah, she doesn't get credit for that.
Oh,
It goes on Ren's damage
By
count.
credit,
damn
you
it.
mean blame.
Boy, you don't know. This is not typical stone giant behavior, so you don't know what has happened here.
Okay.
If only you had like a stalactite that you could carve questions into. You'll have to think about that when things have cooled off. Jarek.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and Hexblade Curse her.
Okay.
Sorry, it like lagged me out there. I had 2 more squares of movement.
Okay. Alright, Hexblade's curse goes on the Thane.
Okay. And then I'm going to Agonizing Blast her.
Alright, these attacks will not have advantage. From the darkness. She doesn't seem to care about the darkness. That's a miss. And another miss, both being whoosh on by her as she dodges each incoming beam. Thomas.
Oh, I hate being in range of it with... I don't know if I am. With 5 hit points, so I'm going to Misty Step back a bit.
I think its range is 10 feet, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It's quite the gamble.
Yeah, it wasn't worth risking it. And then I'll Ray of Frost it to keep it slowed down, if I can.
That's another hit, and again, you slow it down. The ice sheaths its leg. Friend.
Alright, we'll great weapon and reckless.
15 is a miss. The axe is going to glance off her leg.
Try it once more.
Crit.
There you go.
Let me roll my extra 2.
And there goes her other foot. It just crumbles, and now she's just got like 2 peg leg, stone legs. Alright, 42,
What's the total of that? Good lord.
45, 54 points. Yeah, that's enough to cut her foot clean off. She towers down, collapses onto the ground.
And since it was a crit, I'll use my bonus to try once more.
Hit.
22.
You chomp into her, and it cracks her chest open. Mud seeps out everywhere, and she's starting, like, bits of stone are starting to collapse off of her, falling all around her. Like, she's almost destroyed. She's kind of just turning into mud and clay. Like, she's not even a regular giant. She's some sort of other being.
Oh.
She still has her adamantine great club in her hand, and she's going to use that to help herself to her feet. And she's just going to try and grab you, Ren, and just toss you. Make a dexterity save. You have advantage because you see this giant-sized hand coming for you. I just realized, Thane, you're supposed to take damage from that too, actually. If you hit the ground, it's 1d6 for every 10 feet. But it's too late now. So we'll just give it all to Rend instead.
Oh, great.
Now, she's going to toss you... Yeah, she's going to throw you the same way. She just flings you. Because you are landing in mud, I'm going to halve the damage. Because it's not really a solid surface. So, it's 60 feet. You land prone. You take 14 bludgeoning damage. You're thrown over there.
14 or half that?
That was halved. It was 28.
Yeah,
But rage? From rage?
Oh yeah, from the rage, yes, you're right. So reduce that to 7. Alright, and then for her second attack, she's going to just start throwing people. She's going to try and grab you, Thane, and send you flying. Make a dexterity saving throw. She's going to reach down. She might even go here. Actually. So really get a good angle on you. She scoops you up, and she's going to throw you against the wall and try and splat you like that.
Roll really low. All ones. All ones.
She hits you for 19 bludgeoning damage, and you hit the wall, and then because it's a 10 feet drop, you'll fail a death saving throw, and you also land prone. The damage from falling causes you the failure of the death save.
It's a lot of hate.
And then she's going to scoop up Roderick. She just tries to pick people up, and she's very athletically built. She's going to try and grab you next. Roderick, make a dexterity save. You just duck, and you go in between the gaps of her fingers. And then she's kind of staggering around, and her arms are starting to fall apart. Mud is splashing off of her everywhere. She's basically melting. Close to being destroyed. Norin, you can stand up.
Alright, I'm gonna stand up using 15 feet of movement. I am going to use a... I'm gonna use a bonus action to hidden step and go invisible. Let's see, and I'm gonna have to use an action to dash. And I want to see, so it's 15, it's 20.
I was seriously worried you're going to go the other way, and then the Thane was going to opportunity attack you just then, because you're in its reach, and it has blind sight. But I'll try to sense. All right, make an athletics check. Yeah, I was like, please don't move that way. Please don't move that way. Good choice. Good direction to move. All right, so yeah, make a athletics. All right, so that's 5. With 30 feet, you're able to get up there, Norin. With 30 feet of movement, either that square or the one next to it.
And I used my action to, because I had to use my action to dash. I am going to action surge and start hitting her with my trident.
Okay. It will be a regular attack.
Okay. Fuck me.
It's a miss. 22 hits. And 11 points. You see her just spraying mud everywhere. Her arms and legs are all falling apart. The stone golem's getting ready to just grab Lily and squeeze her into a pulp. And she also is just going crazy, just grabbing people and throwing them 50, 60 feet. And you kind of jump up, Nora, and you leap up. And you horribly miss with that first trident attack. It's just a wild, sporadic swing. Using her tremor sense, she's able to see your incoming attack and step to the side. You swing around again with the trident, and you hit her in the torso, and that doesn't kill her. And as she leans down to grab you, Norin, she impales herself on one of your antlers. And then just splashes into mud that just rolls down the ledge, spreading out all around her, and that causes the stone golem to actually completely shut down and no longer function. There's one problem though. Rend, you need to make a constitution saving throw.
Come on, buddy.
Because otherwise you're going to be petrified. Alright, you resist being petrified. But you need to make a strength check to try and pull your head out of the mud. Oh, well, actually you're not that deep. You only go down 2 feet. Alright, you can get to above the surface of the mud. But yeah, we'll have to get Rend out of here before we kind of... The threat is of death is over.
Can Lily use the grapple to grab Rend?
You can throw him a...
I wasn't going to throw him. I was going to try to grapple him.
Oh,
and then just
the hand.
Have it move his hand.
Maybe. Ren, do you resist? Alright, yeah, with the big beast hand, you're able to grab him and pull him to safety.
I pull him over here next to me, and I'm just like, I'm always pulling you out of things.
So, the Thane is dead.
So,
the sacred,
back up.
ancient,
Friends like, can I have
30
a hand over here?
30,000-year-old stalactite has been destroyed. And there's no rune here. We'll end the session. It's just death for no reason.
A fragment of the stalactite and start carving a question into it.
Alright, now we'll see what happens.
Different word on different piece.
We'll see what the result of this
As I
is
brought you back.
Oops.
next week. We'll just pick it up right there. See what
Sounds good.
comes
Thanks, guys.
about this. Maybe with the
man.
Thane dead, maybe the other stone giants may see reason now. Lily tried to get through to them. We'll find out next session.
I tried really hard not to go in murder Ovo first.
Alright,
Well, I mean, Norn was gonna kill her because, I mean, the rocks that she was in broke one of his antlers. It was on after that.
Alright, good work, guys. I'll see you all next week.